Yeah, James for the record, we're back in the building. It's your boy Javon, Don, aka him Duncan.
What's going down? It's your boy Eli, King Eli. What's going down?
It's your boy Marcus, and we are Gems for the Record, man. We back with one of y'all favorite joints, man. Battle of the Sexes Part 2, and we got some very, very, very special guests. Very beautiful black queens.
Underscore actually is Battle of the Sexes 2, aka the Men's Plain Edition. You know that's a new thing.
Man, so Big Sis is whichever one y'all want to go first and introduce yourself, please, man. Let's go.
Doreesa been practicing. Go ahead.
Yeah, Doreesa said she had.
Hey everybody, I'm Doreesa Alexander. I'm the oldest out of the three Brady bunch. I'm just privileged and honored to be able to be a part of my brother's podcast and all the Bruhs podcast. And I can't wait to dive right into conversation.
Hey, this your girl B. I'm the middle child. I'm the baby sis. So I am so honored and glad to be on the podcast with my brothers, my baby brothers. So, hey, I'm ready to get this conversation going because you know how I can get. So let's get ready to rouse it down.
And me and Eli, we decided you first lady, Gems for the Record.
Yeah, facts.
It's your second podcast, you automatically first lady, you know. So you got that.
Hats.
You got that. You got this, sis.
We gotta slide you some merch.
Yes, yeah, but you got to be the one that talks to all the, kiss all the babies and shake all the hands. You got to take all.
Kissing no babies.
That's your role in the company.
Hell nah. These babies ain't clean.
Ain't nothing little hand sanitizer can't help.
They little walking coronaviruses.
Yeah, I'm my food.
It's about time to go ahead and get this thing moving. This right here is a Battle of the Sexes Part 2, is where men and women come together as a collective and have a healthy discussion and or debate on whatever's necessary. So we got this docket created by the three of us and a beautiful lady. So we're gonna kick it off.
This was probably like the first pod where we had like topics from
everybody,
the guests and everybody involved. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
Let's get it. So the first question: is it possible for two dream lives to coexist in a relationship? Is it possible for two dream lives to coexist in a relationship? And Doreesa, we're gonna let you go first, sis, if you want to chime in on this.
I believe so. I believe both individuals. It'll work if you work it. Mm-hmm. Two determined minds can make it work. It's just about prioritizing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who's willing to do the sacrifice? Now, you got to it's like Russian roulette, because when you do that, you got to make sure the other person keep the end of the bargain. But what if they don't? You know what I'm saying? You still got to be okay and moving on. So it is possible, but it does have its pros and cons. You better make sure security and trust is all fully there before you try to coincide the dreams. If not, focus on your dream first. What you think, Big Sis?
What was your question again?
Is it possible for two dream lives to coexist in a relationship?
I feel that it is, as long as you all openly communicate and you're on one accord with the dreams. Then I feel like if you write down dreams, but also write down your goals with your dreams, if you communicate and work together, it can work. You just got to have trust and you got to communicate and be open to communication and have an open heart.
It do depend on what your dream is. Now, if you're trying to be like Flavor Flav Jr. now, I got to interrupt and say, I got to go. If your dream don't make sense, no.
That's why I said it must coincide with one another. But you're right, it has to make sense. Yeah, I agree. Because if some person dream may be pick up cans out the street, it may not be. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I just want to save the planet. No. The other person may not want to save the planet. So we just have to have that balance in between.
So what helps you? What gets that conversation started? Like they come to you with a dream and you don't agree with it. Like how do you, because you still got to find a way to support them. So how do you figure that, that the balance of truth with, knowing the fact that they're going to, feel some type of way about your opinion on their dream?
I feel like it's all on how you talk to your partner. If you all developed a friendship before you developed a relationship, then you all in the process you're learning one another. So you'll know how to communicate, come across without offending your mate, your significant other. And if you don't agree, hey honey, I don't agree with this, and explain why you don't agree with it, and just reassure them, I'm not telling you it's not a good thing, but for me, I don't agree with how it looks, and give the pros and cons of whatever that person is talking about. And then it just all depends if they know that their mate going to get upset. Sometimes for me, I go back and I pray, and then I say something when time permits. Because sometimes in that setting, you may not need to say anything, but listen and be like, okay, and then wait, and then say something about it later. It just all depends. What do you think, LaVaya?
Well, I definitely wouldn't approach it and being negative or saying no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. I wouldn't come that way. I would definitely break down the positive and the concern parts of it and let that person make the decision. And then whatever decision they go with, if you ain't draining our bank account, then I'm right there.
I think it's, I don't know how possible it is for two dream lives to coexist, but what I will say is it definitely takes a certain level of sacrifice on both parties. If y'all both in a place financially that it makes sense, then it could possibly happen. But if not, then it's gonna have to be some compromise. What I would say, I would probably go with the dream that's more attainable first, because that could be more lucrative to both parties, and then pursuing the second dream, whose other dream is comes second. But I just think compromise and sacrifice comes with it, because it's gonna be give and take. It's definitely gonna be compromise. And if the finances aren't where they're supposed to be, then somebody is gonna have to probably take a step back for the dream that's more lucrative at the time being. So that's my take on it.
Vaughn, what you got?
What?
I'm
sorry. I'm coming into the conversation.
You good, bro. Can two dreams coexist in a relationship?
Two dream lives to coexist in a relationship.
Just like he was saying, honestly, you're gonna have to be financially secure in order for both of y'all dreams to be able to succeed. Like, there's no possibility for both of y'all to be trying to get where y'all are trying to go financially and still live dream lives. Because like, if y'all not stable, then somebody's taking the L. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whoever it is, it's determined by your own personal relationship. But for me, I would say it'll take a lot of work. Because what if your dream is not in alignment with theirs? You know what I mean? Like, y'all could be dreaming two completely different dreams, but it'll work, but your relationship won't work. Your dreams might work, but your relationship won't. So it depends on what the dreams are themselves as well.
I mean, I agree with both of y'all, man. You gotta be able to sell your dream. Also, you can have a boo-boo dream, but if you can sell it right, then y'all can go for it. Because if they believe in you, then they gonna support you in it. So it's how you sell your dream to that significant other. How much security are you giving that person, and what your dream's going to cost, and if they willing to pay that cost with you, then y'all can really do something. And I think that comes down to a percentage of people, where you got some people who can merge their dreams together if their dreams kind of go with each other. Because if you really think about how people kind of connect, they connect when they all really trying to go on a common goal. That's when you somebody catches your eye, because y'all got something in common, or y'all going for something together. So I feel like all that has to come into play when you kind of trying to get dreams to come in and really build, because you got to paint something. Y'all got to build it all up together. So y'all got to be able to believe in each other. So, security, trusting in each other, the belief, all that just goes into it in my mind.
So I appreciate everybody's takes on that first question. The second question is, when your spouse decides entrepreneurship is a desire, how do you then show support? So, when somebody says, I want to work for myself, you know the risk, you pretty much got to pay and do everything yourself. There is no company to give you that back and, like, you know, the benefits, this and that, vacation time. It's all on you now. So how do you support?
I think it's just if you giving that buy-in and you saying, okay, let's go for it, then, you know, you got to ride it out. You know, whatever that person needs to help attain that goal, that's how you support them. Being truthful with them too. You know, if you start getting to a point to where the things that were promised, or, you know, the security that you said was going to be there is not there, then we got to really look at what we doing wrong and if this is really obtainable, or if we need to adjust. And then the other person got to know when it's time to adjust. You know what I'm saying? They got to be able to listen. So that's where that communication, like Teresa was saying earlier, is very important, because if you're not really maintaining that communication with the significant other, you really not going to know how to support them. So that person has to know how to tell you what they need, and you got to know to listen to what they need and kind of sometimes see what they need based off of how you know them, you know, off their characteristics and stuff like that.
Another thing too, I think it will also make sense if they decide to go into something that they passionate about.
Yeah.
Rather than something that they seen or heard somebody else did and they want to try it for themselves. And then they may, you know, dibble and dab into it, and they might pull out because, you know, just the passion wasn't there.
Yeah.
If you're not passionate about something, I wouldn't advise going to do it just for the bag.
Yeah.
Money gonna be there. You just got to take care of your end first. Like, say, like, if somebody got a passion for, like, you know, crafting or some type of media, or like it's just business in general. If it makes sense, if that's what they really love to do, then I would pursue it and give my support. But if you're not passionate about it, and if it's something I feel like you're just gonna be in it for the short term, this got to be a lifelong thing, you know, because once you're in your own, it's nothing like being your own boss, working for yourself, being able to control the narrative on pretty much everything that goes on. You can't really go back to working a 9 to 5. It doesn't really go like that. But if I see, like, my woman, if she's passionate about something and I got the money to help that, and I could, you know, I could worry about the bills while she decides to live her dream, I would do it if I know she's passionate about it. But if not, then that's another conversation, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies, what y'all got?
Well, certainly your gift will make room for you. And if it's two individuals that believe that their gift will make room for them, anything is possible. You know, you don't put no restrictions and no cap on it. You know, so it will be a give and take. But at the end of the day, I'm going to support. You know, a desire sometimes can be passion. You know, you if you look at it, desire is you're wanting something so bad. Desire makes it almost desperate to have. So it's almost like it's almost kind of hand in hand with passionate. You get what I'm saying? But if my significant other has a desire, and sometimes it starts with a desire and it turns into passion. But if that's all a part of your gift, it's going to automatically make room. So if I believe in that person, if my spouse gift, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be there, that full support.
Okay.
Devon snacking. She's snacking hard.
That's the reason.
What you eating? Oh.
That ain't me.
I agree with everybody. I was in grapes, but I agree with everybody. When you have a partner and they're doing entrepreneurship, it's nothing like having two people working together to grow a business, and that's what you want. That's what you want. Like, you want to be with someone that wants to grow. Like, if my partner wants to be an entrepreneur, and I believe in them, and I love them, and I trust them, and I trust their decision, then I got your back 100%. I believe there's nothing like a couple coming together to be a power couple.
Right.
Oh yeah, I like it. Honestly, well, the way I'm thinking about it is, first of all, like, if whatever business you're trying to establish, make sure the business is in order. So whatever contribution your spouse, a person, or like your significant other is making, make sure that they are receiving credit of some sort or compensation of some sort. So it won't be no issue later on when the money start coming in and you're like, okay, I'm making 1,000. The person who started the business is making 1,000, but the person who supported them during the time of building the business ain't getting no money off of it. I know they say everything is what's yours is mine, is ours, and stuff like that. But make sure the business is already established first of all and lined out. Honestly, just like you're saying, like make sure it's something you're passionate about because they say being self-employed is one of the hardest things you ever gonna have to go through, especially starting up. So I mean, make sure it's something that you're passionate about because I don't want to invest my time and energy into helping you getting this off the ground, and then eventually you just give up. Because I'm gonna feel some type of way. I'm just keep it real with you. Because if I put my time and energy into supporting you, and if you don't see it through, then we probably gonna have an issue at the end of the day. And that's just being real. Because like I respectfully, I love my wife, but I've supported this her delving into this crafting industry. Bought the crickets, bought the heat press, bought the all types of stuff, and I'm like, okay, we've attained all this stuff, but you need to start putting the work in. You start putting the effort into building the supply. I mean, building a customer base. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do this, do it, but don't half-ass it. You know what I mean? Or we wasting time and money.
Yeah, that's crazy you said that because like the last thing I had to say on this was when you were in the position of the person that's in support, what you got to understand is it's the long game. And I'm not saying you in general, but like people of all, whatever, but you got to understand that when you in it for the long game, you may not see the fruits of your labor like right off the muscle. They say when you run a business the first year, you might take an L. You're more likely to take an L in the first year than you are see a profit. So it's like, if you understand the long game and you could really support, then I think you should go for it. But if you don't understand like really how you gonna reap the benefits, like sometimes it may take 2 years, maybe 3 years, So sometimes if y'all seen the movie Acrimony, y'all know how it works. Like you gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be patient.
It's also a difference when you provide the equipment to your spouse, right? You provide it here. I done got you everything, so now you get to work. It's a difference. If you bought everything, you say, "Hey, baby, I believe in you. You're doing a beautiful job. I'm looking at these crafts, girl. You got it going. Feed it, water it, nurture it. It's going to help you because if you put negativity in it, like, I really don't think she's going to do it, but I'm going to get all this stuff because I know she's going to sit still. That means you already putting that doubt out there. You already saying, I know you ain't going to do this shit. I'm going to buy all this stuff so I can use this on your ass later on. You know what I'm saying?
I know people that do that for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when you buy the equipment, you buy with the hope and belief in your spouse, like, girl, we're about to make this money. Girl, whatever I got to do to invest in you, just like you invest in me, we're going to do this thing together. She can feed off that aura. She can feed off that energy. But if you have that energy, like, I'm going to get this stuff, but I know you just going to sit down. That's what she gonna feed off of that because y'all married, y'all one, y'all have a seed. It's a connection there. So, I appreciate you for being that man and say, hey, I'm gonna get this stuff, whether I'm 100 or not in your dream. But it's a difference. I'm just giving you an example. Is when you 100 with her in there, it's another energy you get from her.
It gives that woman a drive to know that the man that she married and she trusted, even in relationships, that she trusted to be with for a lifetime, to see purpose in her, because it plays a major role. Because anything more important to a woman is what her spouse feels about her. Matters what the family say, matters what outside friends say. When the spouse gives that extra boost, like, I know some of y'all in here are married guys, and you tell your wife, or it's like we in relationships or single, when you talking to someone, your spouse may be feeling down, and you look at them, ooh, you sure looking good today. I mean, they can have boogers in their eyes, but because you tell them that they look good today, it helped give them that extra boost of energy. It give them, like my sister said, that confidence. And it really drives a woman when her man pushes her, just like we push men. Our men, it drives that woman to want to be excellent, to do excellent in what she does, because she realizes the man that she wants to be with, or the man she's spending her life with, sees her purpose and he's in one with what she desires to do. Once she sees that, she's unstoppable. You ain't gonna be able to stop her because she also know that you trust her and there is no jealousy. You are one. When you're unified, there is no, y'all got this. Unified and y'all pray together. God opens doors of opportunity. It just overflows. It be bursting because not just her business growing, but y'all love is growing. And then the maturity in one as a couple in relationship is growing. You're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. People will be envious of the relationships that you all had. When you have that, it's nothing like a power couple. I mean, nothing like a power couple. There are struggles along the way, yes, but if you work together as one, unstoppable. Because if you
she gonna be in there with them crafts, almost gonna have carpal tunnel. She gonna be in there trying to do all them crafts in there.
Because by you buying your wife all of the material that she needs, what you don't know is you may be birthing another business at the same time. So you could be having two businesses at the same time with double income. So it says a lot for me. I'm a single mother. I'm single. So me having businesses, because I have 3 businesses, me having those working full time and being a single mother of 2, for me, when the Father God blessed me with a spouse, I prayed that He would be like that. That would be like, babe, I'm gonna go buy the material for you, or babe, here, go get what you need, because you know what, that's gonna boost me to know that I'm not doing it by myself. And sometimes us women can feel defeated sometimes, and it takes that small voice, that small push, especially for somebody that you love, that will push you far. I'm just saying.
So the strength of your relationship is really what's gonna propel your dream, basically.
If you're in one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta have strength.
LaVaya, do you have the docket?
You can't be weak out here in these streets. What's up,
You
babe?
gotta have strength and you gotta be patient.
All right, Vaya, look at the message
consistent.
in the Zoom thing.
Huh?
Look at the message in the Zoom thing. Y'all keep going. My bad. What was you saying, Risa?
I was just saying you have to be patient and you have to be consistent as well in your relationships when it comes to building a business.
Okay. So now hold on. I gotta ask, cause y'all my sisters. I know y'all niggas, so I gotta lighten it up. We know we in this serious moment, but I lighten it up. How much, if a nigga is laying it down, do you care about that nigga dreams?
I don't give a fuck about him laying it down.
Let me get a soda water.
I don't give a damn about him laying shit down. You know what I mean?
He can lay it down till the water runs dry. If I love him and I see that his business is growing and he doing what he knew, yeah, I believe in him. But you just laying there telling me, baby, I want to do this, baby, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch you, because if you ain't made it manifest within 14 days, you ain't serious about it. Not even 14 days, day 1 after the conversation, baby. Look, I want to do this. I want to see if you're gonna go to your LLC. I want to see if you want to go to college. I want to see if you're gonna order the material that you need, or you gonna try to ask me for the money to do it for you.
Yeah.
You can lay this down all day. I can buy that. You can get that anywhere.
You look, it's you get different levels. You get different levels of this pussy here. Yeah. If I don't like you, you gonna get the disrespectful pussy. You know what I'm saying?
What you got on this?
You might get the sweat wet. I don't give a damn.
What you gotta understand about them?
No, but what, hey,
they not.
It don't matter about how a nigga laying it down. You know what I'm saying? You can look. I didn't heard it all before. You gotta sit here and wait till if this nigga say he produce lemons, you better sit here and wait till that fruit produce lemons. If it ain't producing no lemons and it say apples, oh no, Johnny boy, we got a problem.
Say I don't want no applesauce, nigga.
He can lay it down until the sun come up. That don't mean nothing. Sex is sex.
I can lay it down too.
That boy, sex is sex. It doesn't benefit financially. I need you to be able to benefit financially with stimulate me with your mind. You can lay down that pipe. I can buy a pipe They don't bother me. Put my
Look, I can blow.
What?
Look, I can blow on myself in
They
there.
gonna keep going.
It's all right.
These niggas finna keep going.
What you about?
These niggas finna keep.
Yeah.
Hey, sis.
Go ahead, lay it down, sis.
We ready for that. We ready for that next job.
Hey, so I got a question for y'all. As a man, do you have an issue with your woman being a boss?
See, I don't have an issue with it. This is the only thing that I have issue with. It's the women that go out of their way to let you know that they their own boss. Like it's nothing wrong with a strong,
Give me an
educated.
example.
Say it again. Okay, like the educated women, like the degree. You know what I'm saying? Like those, like highly educated. Might be like a little law firm situation, or whatever it is. Might be their own business. Don't come at me. I don't need you. I make X, Y. No, that's cool. I get that you don't need me. But what women fail to realize is, and men too, we need each other in certain capacities. Just because you make your own money, that don't mean you can do everything on your own. Man is man for a reason. You still need to be led. Just because you educated, that don't mean you educated in all facets, especially like relationship situations. You may need me to be there for you spiritually, mentally, emotionally at times. Just because you surrounded yourself with all the successes that you planned out, that doesn't mean that it's going to fulfill you. You may need me to fulfill you in certain areas that you can't provide for yourself. Just because you got the bag, that don't mean nothing. That bag gonna come up short when you alone at the end of the night. Just because you got your degrees and your business is popping, when you go alone and you alone, and when you go home and you alone, then what was it all for? And they go both ways though. Like I'm gonna want to share this success with you. I'm gonna want to share my life with you and all my accomplishments. Just because you strong, black, and independent, that breaks. That's not. How's that gonna hold you forever? The biggest, I feel like the biggest regret we'll have when we get older. I let that one go. I let her go. I let him go. Like we're gonna start when you really sit back and reflect as a 60, 70-year-old man or a woman, we're gonna reflect on all the decisions that we made and pursuing those dreams. It wasn't a bad idea because it's not wrong to elevate yourself, but never look down. Don't ever say a person is beneath you or they're not on my playing field or somebody's my favorite one to. I try to like get this saying out of here. Somebody's saying that he or she's out of my league. In my personal opinion, there's no such thing as that. Because that person may not be with you financially, but they could show you a certain part of life that you never knew existed, whether it be spiritually. They could even be like eating, like health style, lifestyle, whatever. Just certain little things like that you just can't take for granted, I ain't trying to be long-winded about it, but that's just my perspective on it.
Take your time.
Damn, nigga, this nigga in this bag. Shit, hell yeah, bro. Shit, yeah, like, yes, I'm with you. Yes.
Keep on talking. Keep on talking.
I am supporting you all the way right now, bro. Yes, bro. Heck yeah. Because, you have to, financially, you being, your financial status isn't the tell all. That's not the only thing as a man you giving into the relationship. When you're in a relationship with somebody, it's not really like the man and the female. It's really down to the individual person. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you giving that individual person? What that individual person needs from you, and what do you need from that individual? And then let that start to grow, start to do this, kind of like intellect with each other. Then it starts to tighten, and then you start seeing like, okay, yeah, but that's only comes from if you choosing somebody choosing you, and they got that kind of mindset where they know, okay, yeah, I know I can take care of this nigga financially. That's cool. But at the same time, I know what I'm needing from him. I'm not going to look down on him or disrespect him as a man because I'm choosing to be with him for where he are, but I am seeing where he can be. You know what I'm saying? And then that's something where, as a man, if a female that has more financial push than you, that should propel you to be better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry. And it propel you to be better, you know what I'm saying, to push yourself to be more than what you are already. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not with somebody like that to motivate you to make you better, then what are you doing in that relationship besides you just trying to get something out of it? You know what I'm saying? If you're just trying to get something out of it, then that's what it's gonna be. And then you're gonna start getting that disrespect because what? It's your intentions of being in that relationship. You're not trying to grow as an individual, right? You're just trying to be and trying to survive, and that's not really how it is, especially as a man. If you got a female that really got it, you're gonna support her in what she need, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you still gotta grow. You still gotta show that you trying to improve. Like you can only, if you got a female, she a billionaire, my nigga, there's only so much you can do. You know what I'm saying? Just mean that's, you know, you gotta have realistic. If you got a girl that's a doctor, you're not finna spend 10, 15 years be trying to be a doctor too, right? So you just gotta do something with what it is and not just be laying around not doing shit all day. You know what I'm saying?
What you got, Vaughn?
We on 3, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, V, ask Vaughn. Ask Vaughn, V.
It's a privilege as a man.
As
Do you have an issue? As a man, do you have an issue with your woman being a boss?
My initial thought is no. Like, of course, I want her to be a boss, but I also want her to be capable of submitting a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, submit to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need you to be a boss at all times. That's what I would say. That not at all times. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I know what I'm talking about in this instance. Let me handle it. You know what I mean? But I also know there are areas, especially like with my kids, me and my wife, like I was never taught how to care for children like this day to day, every day. Like, of course, I had nieces and nephews where I took care of them, but like the day to day care, like, okay, they got this schedule. They wake up at this time. They eat at this time. They sleep at this time. Shit like that. Like, I wasn't taught that. So, like, in that area, especially, like, as far as the family regards, I let her handle it. Like, I let her lead me. You know what I mean? And I learned from her in those instances. So, I think it's give and take as far as being a boss. But it's like, as far as a job or whatever, hell yeah, I want you to be a boss.
So,
Like, basically being a boss at work, but not being a boss at home. Turning
not
it,
at all times. Like, even with me, like, I'm not the boss. Like, I'm the head of the household, but I don't boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the boss of this house. Like, we run this as a team. So it's just being capable of knowing that at all times you don't have to be the boss, and that's on either side, man or woman. Like, you have your strengths and your weaknesses. My strengths cover her weaknesses. Her strengths cover my weaknesses. So sometimes I'm the boss. Sometimes she the boss, but always with team.
It's off the script a little bit, but this is for the ladies. Ladies, hey, I got a little question for y'all real quick. In a relationship, how do y'all feel about being the breadwinner?
Uh-oh.
Cricket.
Why? Shoot, that was an evil ass laugh.
You know what it was? That laugh had some power behind it.
Like, you got a little cat on her shoulders and shit.
That laugh had like a little power behind it. Like, if I'm the breadwinner, there's gonna be some changes around this mug.
Because it can have ask me a question one more time before I answer.
All right, so as a woman, how do you feel about being the breadwinner in a relationship?
It depends on the individual. It depends on who you with.
Everybody can handle that.
I had my experiences where I was the breadwinner, and like after a certain while, you forgive my language, you just start treat the individual like they're a bitch. You know, like you get no respect from it. You know, if every time you work on a job, you got an excuse, everybody always trying to get you, or your back hurt, your neck hurt, or something like that. It's always something, or you blame your misdemeanor of the reason why you can't get a job. That's the issue. That's what I went through previously. You try to be there for the individual. You try to be that loyal chick, but then you got to understand everybody don't deserve your loyalty. Now, if it's an individual that work but don't bring as much money as you do, as a woman, for me, I can honestly say I am gonna get kind of tough with you because you got to come on with it. But if I see that I got to bring everything to the table and I see that you half stepping, then I'm gonna start treating you like you weak.
That goes back to the first part. Well, it goes to it, right? Like if you're not showing growth, you know what I'm saying? Like the disrespect will come, nigga, after a while when they start getting impatient. Cause that's just in that's in y'all blood, nigga. They ain't gonna
at this point. I put niggas pulling up to the house while you sitting there. At this point,
damn, that's disrespectful for real.
Oh God,
you my hold on, nigga. That's that. We get to that later. That's some emotion turned to rage shit. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Let's go to that.
Nah, we'll get to that.
I want to get Reese answer real quick. How you feel about that, being a breadwinner in a relationship?
Uh-oh.
You know what? It all depends. If I met you and you didn't have anything, you wasn't working, and we don't even have no conversation. But if we were together and you were working and I lost my job and you held us down, as a man supposed to hold down the family anyway. Yeah. And you held us down and something happened and you lost your job, my spouse lost his job, I will hold down the house until my spouse got a job. But he know it's a time limit. Like you're not finna be off a job for 60 days. No, babe. As soon as they send you that notice, okay, come on, what we gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's what I would say to my spouse, because I'm not gonna take care of no man. Now, if you sick, something happened, and we married to death do us part, of course, sickness and health, I'm gonna be there, ride or die regardless, because I love that person. But if he got two legs and he want to walk, if you want to lay and play, you gotta pay. You gotta take care of us.
But I mean, it's just like the current situation, for us right now. Like, I'm with somebody, they lost their job, but it's hey, I can't hold this down for too long. Like you have to do this by May 1st. Hey, that individual's like, baby, no problem. I got you. Had 4 interviews, and he had 2 options to have, a temp job or a permanent job. And I told him, look, take the temp job until you move to the permanent job, so that way you have a consistent check. That communication and putting me in the loop and say, babe, what you think I should do? You know what I'm saying? That open communication that I am trying to do something. Oh, I'm going to ride and die with you because I see that you're determined. I see that you're motivated. So I'm going to continue to hold it down because I see that you're not taking advantage of the situation. But outside of that, if I'm saying, babe, I can't do this, babe, I'm going to need help, and you steady just sleeping every day and you ain't moving, and it's been 2 weeks now and you feeling, and you ain't got no felonies, you ain't got none of your background, and you got both your your arms ain't like this, you got both your arms, you know what? Like you able to work.
I mean, as someone who's been in this situation, like as someone who's definitely been in this situation, I have lost my job before and my wife had to hold it down. And honestly, like I can say for sure, she's a soldier. She's a rider. She gonna hold it down. So I mean, like, but at the same time, as a man, I didn't feel good about sitting around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I forgot exactly how long I was unemployed, but every day was like, okay, if I don't have a job, then at least you ain't got to worry about dishes. At least you ain't got to worry about folding clothes. At least you ain't got to worry about having food or nothing like that. I'm gonna take care of these simple things, like to at least alleviate some of that stress. Take the kids out the end, something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so even as a man, like you should be adding something to the relationship. And as a woman, don't get it twisted. Like a woman, if she is unemployed, she needs to be holding down the house duties, making sure I'm uplifted. My spirits ain't crushed because we financially ain't where we want to be. You know what I mean? Like, just add something to the relationship. Don't just be sitting there benefiting from the relationship. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Okay.
shit. Okay, now you said something?
I have a question. What is loneliness in a man? Like to a man, what is loneliness to you?
For me,
Like what does it mean?
um, it's that feeling of being like shit incomplete. You know what I mean? Like where because I've been in a situation where I had my own apartment, own job, the car, all of that stuff, but I ain't have nobody with me. And coming from a 4-year relationship to go into that, it was like it wasn't necessarily a depressive feeling because I can go out or go do what I need to do, like go chill with my partners, go do whatever. But like, it's a feeling of like, okay, it's something missing, it's something not there that I need. Whether or not it's intimacy, like the physical, or like just that being able to vibe with somebody, like that's the part that you missing. So for me, loneliness is a feeling of being incomplete.
I'm kind of picking
How
by
do
what.
you deal with? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
How do you deal with when you feel like you're lonely? How do you deal with those moments as a man? I know for women it's different for us, but how do men deal with being lonely?
If I'm keeping it like all the way a stack, it depend on the person themselves. Like, cause for me, I've admitted this openly, and my wife know this. I was a hoe. I had me a good little stretch where I was a hoe. So like those times where I was lonely, I was out doing hoe shit. Like I was I was out running the streets doing all types of stuff. But like once I broke through that cycle of like, okay, well, these physical moments don't amount to much no more. So it's like eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna find me a woman, and I wasn't able to, but luckily I caught up with my wife, who I went to high school with, and then here we are.
I'm gonna answer the second part of that question before I answer the initial part. But the second, when you ask as far as how you deal with it, I think it's how you occupy your time, and that could be with like a variety of things. Like Javon said, he had a phase where he was just out and about. I think for me, I really found the gym around that time. I was really like heavily in the gym. Gaming was another one too. I think it just depends on how you occupy your time. But honestly, sometimes I had to let that sink in though, because you do want somebody to share your life with. So unfortunately, you got to really just deal with the emotional side of that and just let it sink in. And the loneliness, once it starts to set in, it can be depressing because you don't have nobody to communicate with. Tell like your achievements with, babe, I did this or I did that, or I'm thinking about doing this or that. That's a hard reality a lot of people have to deal with, letting it sink in. But for my version of loneliness is kind of like what Javon says, something's missing. It's gonna be like an imbalance. The thing I love about women is how opposite y'all are of us. Like we masculine, y'all feminine. We more hard, y'all like soft beings. We not in tune with our emotions like y'all are, and all of that it'll be missing. Especially like when you lonely. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my take on it. I just love how like compatible just man and woman are in general.
I got a little bit of pushback on that one point that you made about men not being in tune with their emotions.
Well, I said
men are extremely emotional.
I said as much as women though. Like I'm not saying like we're not in tune at all.
See, the difference is that we not ruled by our emotions. We don't move based on emotions. We move based on logic. But the emotions are there.
Niggas move on emotions. That's bullshit. I ain't trying to hear that.
Oh no,
that's a lie. For some men, it's a lie.
We talk about we're not talking about some men. We talking about men as a whole. Like men as a whole do not move on emotions.
I mean, I kind of get where they coming from, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. You seen when Rico caught Mitch in that hallway with them 12 keys? Like he wanted them keys, bro. Like you seen
greed.
You seen his face though. You seen his face. You seen his face. You like some 12 keys right there, B. Like he let it go. Like you know what I'm saying? That was straight emotion, bro. That was straight up emotion. But nah, that's my take on Eli. Which was what
was the question again, bro? I was trying to deal with a look at that
nigga. How do you deal with loneliness?
Oh, that's easy. Masturbation.
I knew it.
She got up.
I knew it.
Oh, where she go? Oh, yeah.
I knew
She
it.
got up.
Yeah.
Where's
So proud.
Sis go?
So
Sis
proud.
come
Me
back.
too.
She not finna play with you today, bro. You had this answer ready to go.
It came off the cuff.
You had this answer ready to go. Your sister is not hurt for this foolishness today. Look at her. She disgusted in you right now. Look at her. She not feeling you right. Where the holy water at? Get him, sis.
Oh man, yeah, man.
Oh, that's the answer. Like,
Yeah, man.
not
Yeah,
even
sure
trying-
focus.
He was serious. That's why he answered like
Nah,
that.
you know what it
Focus.
was? You know how somebody leave with like a joke before they dive deeper in? He just
Nah.
answered that. He
No,
parked the
he
car
Nah,
for
that
real.
nigga hands got carpal tunnel right now.
My hands got bigger. My hands was big before I got tall. This is the first thing that grew was my fingers.
The
I
most
bet.
muscle in his hands.
But no, really. But on a serious note, you know, when you feeling lonely and stuff like that, you'll get to areas in your like mental state where you don't see your own worth, right? And then you start to contemplate, you know, think about certain things that really is beneath like what you are, like how you look, you know what I'm saying? Like that's for other motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of like reel yourself in and kind of try to find out why you feel lonely. Especially as a man, you have to figure out why. Because I mean, in all honesty, like females, they can't really deal with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really can't. But as far as like niggas and shit, like we can kind of like, you know, depending on where you at with a homie, you know, niggas can get away with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Females, y'all can't get away with not 1-2 things around each other. So having that mental, like you always gonna be around a homeboy. You always gonna be around somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you feeling lonely, bro, you really gotta you gotta check your support system. You know what I'm saying? Are the people around you really the people that fuck with you? You know what I'm saying? You know, your family are you alone? You lonely because everybody gone? Are you lonely because you separated yourself from the people around you as far as family and things of that nature? Is there like something you doing that your family don't approve of that's separating you from, you know, because all that can lead to loneliness, not just being in a relationship or not being in a relationship, but there's other things that can lead to you feeling loneliness. You could be at your job and looking around and like, dang, nigga, it's nobody here but me, you know, like that kind of stuff like that. You surrounded by people, but you still like
I'm leaving.
it's just
I'm
me.
the broke with you. Anybody at work, I'm gone.
No, nigga, they there.
Ain't nobody
They there, but it's like, you know, there's no interaction. There's no, you know, you just there. Simba, move.
I'll be sitting up there in my drawers. Ain't nobody at work. Oh, ain't nobody here.
So
Take
Oh yeah, ain't
advantage.
shit getting done that day.
It's a-
Ain't shit getting done.
it's about time for us to reverse the question. So what is loneliness in a woman?
And how do you deal with it?
Loneliness for me, feeling incomplete. I can say for me, I desire companionship. So in my singleness, I experience loneliness because that's a part of something I feel like that's missing is loneliness. Now, how do I deal with it? If my relationship don't work, I have children, I have a business, so I pour my energy into my business and bettering myself, not just mentally, but healing physically, mentally, physically, and spiritually. For me, that's how I cope with it. But to deal with, when I had to figure out a better way to deal with my loneliness because I used to use sex in place of loneliness to fill that void. And it will make you do, when you feel lonely, for some women, for me, I can't speak for everybody else. For some women, yeah, for me too, to run the sex or to entertain a person or people that you know that's no good for you, but because you're lonely, you want someone to fill that void, even though you know it may be a temporary fix.
I think that's more. So
that's how I dealt with loneliness, and I'm learning now just to learn to be content in the state that I'm in and better myself and heal. When you're broken and you have loneliness, it make you make irrational decisions. So I feel like once your person is healed, then it kind of helps. But for a woman, I know for me, I keep myself occupied as much as possible. So that's how I deal with it. LaVaya?
Loneliness is really a silent killer. Like, a lot of people don't understand that it can, loneliness can really kill you because, like, it connects to so many other issues, within loneliness, it's different levels and layers of loneliness. You know what I'm saying? When it could be from companionship, it could be from on my end when I lost everything and I had to start over with just a fork and a spoon. The me being in the walls of
you didn't have a fork and a spoon.
Yeah, I did. And it was plastic. I was trying to make it seem like I had something, but I absolutely had nothing.
That was out of the drawer in the sink at Mama in the house, nigga.
I had nothing.
You had Jesus' air.
Start over. I left everything that I paid for, that I bust my behind for. I left everything behind. So when you in an apartment and you're by yourself and all you hear is the walls echo and everything that you worked hard for, you then left behind, and you have to start over. In someone robbing your heart for being who you are. You get what I'm saying? That's a different type of loneliness that connects to suicide. You get what I'm saying? That's the type of loneliness that will take you through depression. That's the loneliness that you'll wake up the next day and you 300 pounds. You get what I'm saying? It's different types of level of loneliness, and it's where the root of the loneliness comes from that contributes a lot. So with me, during that time frame of loneliness, I turned into a drinker. I drank a lot. Because that point, that it seems that was the only thing that filled the void at the time. So you have people that that have loneliness, they turn into drinkers. You have people that suffer from loneliness that turn into drugs. And even sex trafficking, even having sex, I did that universal, just I started to turn what people hurt me, and I used to prey on people and say, well, who's my next victim? Oh yeah, let me get him. Let me fix some breakfast in the morning and make him feel like I didn't razzle the dazzle and they don't call him no more. Like that loneliness, you're turning to revenge. Like, it's different layers where loneliness can take you, and it ultimately can take you to
that sound like an Evil Genius origin story, nigga. Like an anime villain.
No, nigga, that is and that's like you catch the nigga.
It can take you to different levels.
Right. When you catch that nigga, you just defeated him. They just start telling you why. That's it right there, nigga.
You put that violin behind that shit.
That Naruto violin.
So
shut up, Javon.
I got a good one for y'all, and I feel like since both of y'all like what we like having about having y'all on, like it's different between having like more seasoned women and like females that's younger than us. I feel like the perspective on it is different. Now, what I'm finna ask y'all is a simple question, but I know y'all gonna give very in-depth answers to it. So, how important is honesty in a man?
To me, that's very important. Be honest with me, even if to the point it hurt my feelings. I'd rather for you be honest with me than you sit there and be like, "I love you," and you really never loved me, gave a shit about me. Period. Or it just like, "Hey, baby, is my dress?" Just a simple question. "Hey, baby, is my dress too little?" "Nah, baby, you look good." But in your mind, you like, "Girl, that dress too tight. We go outside, I'm gonna have to shoot somebody." Like, yeah, honestly, to me is good. I feel like too, it helps build character and friendship in a relationship. And I do know that sometimes, people don't want to be honest because you want your feelings to be hurt. I get it, but I'd rather for you to be honest with me, so that makes me want to respect you. Because if I feel like you're not being honest with me, then I'm going to lose my respect level for you. It's going to go down. What you think, LaShawn?
I mean, honesty is
Put the
very
neck down,
important.
nigga.
Will it ever happen? Hell no. These niggas not gonna be honest on shit. Like it's just a given. It's just I'm not dogging niggas. I'm just being real. It's truth. You're not gonna get honesty, but if you think about it, honesty grows a long way. We're in a time of era where everybody is doing everything. Mm-hmm. Just give like God. God gave us a free will. Give me a choice. Give me a choice. I'll probably be like, hey, go do what you want. I go do what I want, but don't try to have your cake and eat it too. Yeah. If you gonna get some banana pudding, let me go get some banana pudding too. Like, why we sitting up here acting like that? Don't try to get greedy at the situation. And then you also got to be careful. People emotions, they're not tameable nowadays. These people are killing just for that you didn't call me this morning. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful even playing with somebody's emotions like that. Hey, honesty, it goes a long way. Honesty can save your life. I tell a man right now, I'm giving you the opportunity to be honest. Like, I'm a transparent young lady, and I'm very flexible. Like, I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm that outgoing. Hey, that's the ride of all this going. But don't do nothing behind my back because I'm a Scorpio. So I'm gonna come get you. It's just simple. If I gave you warning after warning and say, hey, just give me an option. Don't say just. Hey, we can still be friends with benefits and go on and do our own thing, but don't play with my heart. Don't do that. Be honest. Because I was an honest hoe. So I
nigga, so you telling me that you was an honest hoe at all times? You my sister, so I can say that to you.
And he's shrinking on him.
Huh? You know what? You know what that face gives me, LaShawn? Lying ass nigga face is right there. Look at that shit. Look at that smile. Lying ass nigga smile right there. Yes. Tell the truth, nigga. You done lied. You done lied in some relationships, nigga.
Yeah.
Females lie. Y'all lie more than we do. Y'all lie more than we do. If any nigga is greedy, it is y'all.
When you don't be honest, and I done gave you chance after chance after chance, and I may not have no proof, but God gave me the spirit of discernment, and I'm not crazy, and I don't doubt the gift that He gave me either, because it proven when I denied looking over my gift that I was right the whole time if I would have just had confidence and trust me. But the nigga got out of line. That one thing I can say is if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not gonna cheat on you until you cheat on me, until you give me a reason. If you do so, I am going to execute the shit out of destroying the shit out you. Like, for real, don't do that.
So we're back on this evil villain shit.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy? But niggas don't think like that. Niggas don't think like I'm finna destroy this bitch. Like, it's not too many niggas out here really just in that kind of mind frame. That's why it's like there's a difference there, man. Y'all will start doing the shit off of what y'all think a nigga doing. And y'all the craziest emotional niggas, and we don't be doing shit half the time. Half the time.
If it's valid proof, if I find out that you have cheated, there is no we gonna work it out. We're done. Yeah. We're done. Now, back in the day, I done some shady. I done some shady shit.
Oh.
For prime example,
you will be muted. You don't have to give no goddamn examples.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Don't tell
I mean, you want to give us the gems exclusive.
Everybody was on edge like.
Hey, what was on Soul Plane when he smelled it after he was fingering the mashed potatoes?
No, but seriously, if you cheat on me, there is no reconciling. For what? There's nothing to reconcile. When you make the conscious decision to cheat, then I was done. Now, like my sister said, I can make it my mission to destroy you. But I learned that the most powerful thing to do is walk away and not say nothing. Because karma is a mug. Karma is a beast. And Shoot, once you get to a certain age in your
Man,
life,
I
you
feel like
like,
karma been slacking lately, bro. I don't know. There's been a lot of niggas get away with shit.
Javon.
You said
Talking
what?
I mean, karma
We're trying to get back.
I'm
karma
just
can
saying,
be
it's a
Say
lot of
karma's a
motherfuckers
good.
get
Nah,
away with
nigga,
shit.
hold on, bro.
But you know what? Like my daddy always tell us, they never get away. And sometimes we don't see the karma that's happening to them because we're no longer around. You know why? Because we
wanna
moved
see
on
it.
with our life.
I want to see that shit. I want to see
But
that
you know what? I used to want to see it. I used to want to see him cry and grumble. I don't care no more. At this point, I'm like, you got one life to live. And I ain't finna worry about if you're gonna cheat on me or what. If you're gonna cheat, we gone. And like my sister said, God gives you the spirit of discernment. We have to give good. So if you cheat, I don't need to be with you. That's the waste of time, wasting my energy. I didn't just get, even if I'm married and you cheat on me, you got to go. We ain't even got to be together. Because I'm with you and in the bed with you, and I know that you're cheating on me. We ain't even gonna work. I don't even want to be with you. We just to get laying together because you're my financial support. What's the purpose? You done destroyed my trust. You done broke me. So I don't even want to be with you.
That's a challenge. I love challenges. So you challenge me in a different level, then I'm going to challenge you accordingly.
I mean, she's brutal, y'all.
So
I'm the soft version. She's the brutal version.
since it
we
seems
gotta
like,
we gotta make that into a TV series and some shit. All the experiences. Yeah, we need Netflix.
She can be
limited series
brutal.
based on that shit.
That's gonna be the title. Now we gotta do some crazy shit like the glass onion brutalness or something. I don't know. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Because when people cheat on women, especially a woman that's scorned, when she get cheated on by a man, when some women these days they snap. They snap when a woman doesn't know her purpose and who she is, and she doesn't love herself, and she's so engulfed in her relationship or with that man, and that man is her world. And she done and gave him everything, and she feel like everything's been taken away, and he's giving it to somebody else. She would want to kill him. And these days, times,
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? What is everything?
Financially supporting, being there for him, washing his clothes, cooking his food, just doing what a maid is supposed to do, being everything, being his push, everything that he needs. And no.
You got to understand that a woman is a nurturer, and she's able to pick up when she's with a man. She knows you. She knows you inside out, and believe it, she know you to the point where she can make you weak and hurt your feelings and make you cry like a little bitch. But she choose not to. You get what I'm saying? So when
the same can be said for men.
Yeah, I want to go past the washing clothes and and doing, because some men feel like it's obligated when they're the main breadwinner, or so whatever. So let's take it on a different level. You have a woman that invests in you spiritually. She intercedes for you. She take out time to speak life into you. When you take energy from yourself and put it to somebody else, you're draining more of yourself. So she putting herself in overdrive just to make you the king and the man that you are. So that's where the mistake comes from, where men say, "Oh, she just washed my clothes, she just cooked my food." No, she poured into you. When a woman pours, she pouring energy, she pouring her spirit, she pouring life. That's a part of her life. She don't got to share that. But for her to breathe oxygen to your life and to take away oxygen from her, that's a woman do more than what you think she do.
Do you not maybe what you feel like you doing ain't what a nigga seeing?
What I can say, and I spoke on this before the last time we did Battle of the Sexes, is love languages, bro. I think the most important thing is people don't understand each other's love language. So there's so many women out there, and respectfully, they be like, okay, I am loving you, I'm pouring into you, I'm doing all of this, but you not loving me the way I want to be loved. You're not doing the things that I value. You know what I mean? Like, respectfully, y'all, like, you can be like, if your love language is giving gifts and stuff like that, and you give me gifts constantly, you like, bro, well, why you not appreciating it? Why you not loving it? Why you not? But I'm like, okay, my love language is not that. My love language is words of affirmation or physical touch, intimacy, shit like that. If you're not pouring that into me, then no, I'm not going to appreciate the stuff that you're doing, because that's not what I value. You know what I mean? Like some people, I do think we need more people to understand. You might know your partner, you might know what he's gonna do, but you don't understand why they do it. You can know everything about them, but you don't understand why. So if you don't have an understanding of why they do the things that they do, or why they appreciate the things that they do, then you just pouring all this energy into nothing. So it's not really benefiting you or him, and y'all just together just to be together.
So wouldn't a man choose a woman for the values that he's looking for?
Yeah,
And
that's the
if
point.
the values is not in that woman, then it wasn't no connection should have been established in the first place, right?
Of course.
Okay.
That's how all relationships work, though. Like, you're supposed to be
But
with
that does
somebody that has
happen.
the
But it
values you
happens
want.
though.
And those are
What?
usually toxic relationships. They relationships, seasonal relationships that won't last. But y'all have something in common that y'all holding on to. There could be something there, but it's not the things that you value or appreciate most. You know what I mean? The things that, like, deal breakers. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that.
Yeah. That makes sense. A woman can love and pour all, but if you're not pouring in what they want, then on one end, a woman feel used and she feel drained, she feel mistreated, and on the other end, to the man, like, but that's not what I like. I mean, you can keep doing this, but will a man keep allowing a woman to keep giving gifts, knowing that that's not what he value? Is he gonna say
That's the
one?
thing, like,
You know,
it has to be like communication, and of course is one of the most important thing in a relationship. So if I'm telling you, like, no, that's not it, that's not what I want, that's not what I look for, this is what I want, this is what I need, and you just like, no, but this is, like, you know what I mean, like, where it's a clashing of like the ideology or the belief or whatever you value, then y'all gonna have issues. It's gonna be constant.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you say, it can be certain like outlaw situations where the woman is just giving everything that a man say he won't, but he not appreciating. Then of course he'll be at fault. He'll be the one to blame for using that woman. But if the communication is there, and I'm telling you, like, okay, this is what I need, but you just not giving me that, you giving me what the stuff that you want to give, then nah, you can't feel used because I done told you a million times I don't. This is what I want.
Mhm.
I feel like the
But
first
in
half
regards
of
to the
the
honesty, my bad.
No,
In
go
regards
ahead.
to the
Go
honesty, I think shit with women, bro. Like, yeah, respectfully, y'all say y'all want honesty, but there's certain things y'all just can't handle the honesty of. Like, and that's just being real. Of course, it's different women. Not all women. Y'all could be completely different than them.
You got an
But for
example?
me, like, it's certain shit. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you as far in regards to our relationship, how I feel, what I need. If I feel like somebody, like, I'm gonna step out of some shit like that, like, I'm gonna tell you all of that honestly. But I'm not telling you every time your food is bad or every time you don't look good wearing some shit. I don't need that argument. There's certain battles that I choose just not to fight. And it's just, I'm just be honest, bro.
I'm gonna
Like,
keep it 100
it's
with
certain
you.
shit that I'm just like,
I'm
gonna be
going to
mad if
say
somebody else
something if
told
the
me my
food,
cooking was bad.
nigga.
I'ma
I'm
be
saying
mad if
something.
somebody else
Nope.
told me I had to
I'm
hold the
saying
back of my
something.
skirt, and you told me I look beautiful.
I'm saying something.
yeah, I mean, bro.
I'm
It's
I'm not
certain
finna
shit.
live my life eating bad food. Daddy told me. He said, "Son, if food bad, you say something. 'Cause if not, you're gonna be eating it for a long time."
Yeah. I'm quick. I'll tell you, I don't want this dog food.
Nah, I
Shit,
don't
get this
want
shit
this
out of
nigga.
here. I
You
don't
know,
want
one
Food,
thing
yeah,
that I'm
food.
not
I'm gonna
going.
tell
I'm
you,
not
but it's
past.
certain shit like
Nah,
outfits.
nigga.
Like you
Hey.
want to wear certain. Like you think, okay, a certain dress, some shit look good. I ain't about to crush your spirit and be like, hell no. I'll be like, hey, babe, if that's what you want to wear, I support it. Type shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, but I also make sure I try to nudge her in the directions of the shit that I think you would look better in. You know what I mean? Like I just throw out suggestions where it's not. I'm just like, it's a difference between like honesty and brutal honesty, and I think certain situations they won't accept the honesty. They won't accept the brutal honesty. So I avoid those situations.
I guess it depends on the woman. Me, be honest with me. Don't have me to go out the house looking like goddamn leprechaun. Sometimes I may think my eyeshadow look good. I may be high now. I don't know. So I need.
But that's the thing. It don't matter as long as you like to fit. What's the issue?
Hell no.
Hell no.
If you want to be a leprechaun, that
Don't
baby
have
mama to be a
nobody talking
leprechaun.
about
Bro.
me going out the house.
Now fuck them. Fuck them. They ain't nobody. They don't pay none of these bills.
Mm-mm.
They ain't giving you no dick.
Hell nah.
They can't
I
do
don't
nothing
agree
for you.
on that one, bro. No,
If you,
sir.
if you love me, you ain't gonna let me look outside, go outside looking like a fool.
I get
Hell
mad.
My
nah.
teeth tell me, baby, you got lipstick in your teeth.
I be getting mad
Cause
at
I tell
Shakari
you
when I
what,
go
if you
outside. I
ask
still
me
got my
how you
bandana
look,
on. And
I'm gonna say you look like David Ruffin. You better get your ass back in
Man,
there
yeah, her crushing
and push
niggas'
the shit on.
dreams.
You know what I'm saying?
bro, do y'all see what I
go
grew
ahead,
up
comb
with?
your hair.
I had there was no breathing room with these niggas, bro. There's no breathing room,
Hey,
bro. No.
hey,
But you know what type of cough we would cut from.
Yeah,
Our
we
mother.
all cut from the same
Oh,
cloth,
God.
nigga. Trust me. I feel you.
nah, I don't think y'all got a chance to speak on honesty with relationships. Marcus, Eli, how important is honesty?
I ain't gonna be long winded, but I feel like it's everything coming from a woman because it's somewhat what they said. They kind of do have the ability to make or break a man in a relationship, even though it goes both ways. I feel like it's just something about the aura of a woman. Like when you know she got your back, that can really make the day. You know what I'm saying? They could be the deciding factor in a lot of things that you choose to do because they are the backbone at the end of the day. And I feel like if you got you a good, honest woman, that'll make you want to go 10 times harder for her. But if you got you a person that you steadily second guessing, then it's probably like, the universe trying to tell you something or God trying to show you something. I think honesty is probably one of the most important qualities in a woman that you, as a man, should look for sure.
That shit was like butter, nigga. Yeah.
Man.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know the truth. Shit. Don't tell me shit. Hell, just tell me if I look goofy when I go outside. That's about it.
A person that don't want to know the truth is the nigga that don't be truthful. Shit.
We don't want the truth. We don't want to know the truth.
That's what the nigga said. I don't look through your phone, so you don't look through mine. Yeah.
Nah, nigga, that ain't it.
Do I look at your phone? So why you look at it now? I don't care. I don't care if you don't look at my phone. I'm looking at yours, goddamn it. Shit, yeah.
Nah.
Oh God.
No, I think honesty is
You ain't me.
that's a 8 for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's very important. I'm grown, so I also know that we not supposed to know everything. You know what I'm saying? And not saying it in a negative way, but like you gotta have some type of individuality to yourself, and then you gotta want to have something that she learns new about you. Right, so you always want to keep, that mysterious there, so she can always keep guessing, keep them on their toes. That's kind of how I feel about it. I would like to have the choice, like Lavia was saying earlier. If it's something that I need to know about, and it's something that you living with that you need to get up off your chest, so that we can make our moves. Because we got children. You know what I'm saying? We got finances, we got all these things that are tied up, and we need to be trying to look to grow and in the future, and what can we be at in 15 years. But we can't do that if we got shit from 20 years popping up out of nowhere type shit, and it could have been a simple conversation before we made the choice to say what we needed to say in front of God and families and all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to go through that and have the right honesty, so that you can make sure that your business, your family, your lives, your dreams can actually grow. Because if you don't have that, that's kind of like the oxygen that you breathe for that environment. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have that there, you really can't grow anything. It's really harder for you to get stuff up out the ground. It's real hard, because it's going to be the old shit that's going to keep pulling those roots down and making it rotten. Everything you try to grow is going to keep falling, because it's some shit that just need to get going. You need to get out, need to be told. So it is very important, and it's probably one of the ingredients to growing a plant to make whatever it is happen.
I feel like the first half of this docket was kind of like, just to get everybody going. And now I feel like everybody's kind of in their bag. I kind of want to get into what I believe be the meat and potatoes of the docket. So with that being said, what in a relationship can turn emotions into rage? And I answer it.
Shout outs to V.
Shout out. That's beautiful. What I think can turn emotions into rage, the emotion side, that's you dealing with it. Like, I think the rage is you acting on it, if that makes sense. Like, if you steadily telling somebody, you know, like, you keep stepping out on me, like, you know, I'm gonna put you in your place, so I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, you know. Because you could deal with somebody stepping out on you emotionally. If you equipped to do that, you know, you could cry about it, you could confide in somebody about it, but at some point you're gonna break, and I believe that's when, you know, abuse starts to happen, you know, all that type of stuff. But it could be a reoccurring segment that's not stepping out on somebody. It could just be like the simple things. Why you not cleaning the house? Why you not on time with the bills? You know, it could just be any little thing. But I think the rage part is what we should hone in on, because that's what can make or break a relationship. What can land somebody behind bars? What can lead to somebody being alone for the rest of their life because there's certain trauma that you probably can't heal from. And one of the things in being a good man that you do find is you steadily paying for past dudes' mistakes. And I've dealt with with a lot of women previously in my life that, when I say this, it's with all due respect, but a lot of women are damaged goods. And I mean that in the most respectful way I can, because they've been through so many men that's just damaged them in all types of capacities that you just end up getting a good person, but they just so broken. And maybe they haven't acted on that rage. Maybe they need to. You know, I don't want to, you know, inflict violence on anybody. But it's just certain things that, you know, a lot of people deal with. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of relationships end in murder. You know, and well, we hear about it, not see, but like, you know, hear about it. You know, spouses killing one another over various reasons. I think that's like the highest order of the rage that it could possibly come to. But that was just a few examples of what I had in mind.
Damn. What y'all think?
Okay.
Risa?
I feel like your emotions can turn into rage if you don't control it.
I remember an example.
It trend little boy giving me a hug. Babu. I feel that it can turn into rage, especially if you don't have your emotions under control. If it's not under control, then it could turn into rage. And it could be deadly. It could be deadly, or somebody can end up in jail. Because I had to control my emotions. Because I could have been in jail. I tried to run somebody over. Thank God he's still alive.
Allegedly.
But I didn't have my emotions. Seriously, because I didn't have my emotions in check, and I didn't love myself. I was so in love with that person, I lost myself. So, yes, it can turn into rage. You've got to control it. Control it. Don't let it get to that.
What steps, is there a step that you took, just individual, like personally, to control it, or that, you know, if anybody's listening, that they can use to control their rage?
The steps that I took for me was, first of all, I had to look and see what about that person is triggering me. Are you beneficial for my life? Are you not? Then I also had to pray and ask God to look within me, to search me, to see, okay, Lord, what is this that's triggering me? If it's not that individual, what has happened in my past that I see a pattern that went on with the person that I'm with that's causing me to be this way? And that's how, and counseling to get to that place. But you got to identify, if it's not that person, what triggered you from your past that allowed you to have that moment with that other person. That's how I control my rage. And then I learned to just eliminate myself from the situation in general. If I see my emotions out of control and I'm about to really just snap, I learned to just eliminate them. Sometimes you just got to block them and go no contact and not deal with them and just go on with your life. Because if what you're doing pushing me to that point, then we don't need to be together. Because I'll be looking at you in the middle of the night trying to figure out ways how to eliminate you. So I don't want to go back to that life I used to live. Amen.
feel like y'all used to be on some. Like, we got to get the backstory on a lot of these are limited series.
We gonna get to it. We're not getting past. We're not going to the next section. I got a question to ask both of these niggas when we get ours off our chest. Trust me. Okay, because I live with these niggas. Okay, all right.
For real.
Trust me, we got a story.
Apparently, you was missing a lot of shit, though. I'm glad
coming.
you survived.
It's coming. Trust me.
I'm glad you made it.
It's coming. I mean, I agree with it. Myself, being in a relationship that I've been in for so long, those kind of things kind of happen as far as like everybody getting angry at each other, being rage, emotions. I've been angry to where I done punched a hole in the wall on some goofy stuff. And my hand would hurt, and I was just like, bro, I'm dumb, bro. I gotta pay for this hole. Like, I gotta fix this. Like, what's wrong with me? You know? Like, why is this what is it that is causing me to be this angry? You know, then I had to really look at myself and start coming to conclusions as to where I was going wrong at and how I would handle situations, you know. And I kind of started reeling myself back in, and a lot of it was me forgetting how to love myself and knowing in those moments to remember, when you're in an argument with somebody, it's you against that person. So when you feel like you might be losing or something like that, you kind of feel down on yourself, like you can't do it, or you can't get this person to like understand what you're saying, and that makes it even more frustrating. So you really got to get back to the root cause and say, all right, I have to understand how this person listens in order for me to get through to this person. Right. So once I understood that, then it made everything else easier. So I had to grow in that area of communicating with that person in order for us to get to the next level, as far as being able to be calm when we're in arguments and be calm when we have disagreements and things of that nature. It really helps now. But you have to go through that. I think everybody has to go through a period where you let your rage from your emotions just go, and you see others deal with their emotions poorly and their rage just go, whether it's on the news or in the family or whatever the case may be. Like, it's around there, so you have examples, but you really got to live it to be able to get through it and to tell somebody else how to move through it. It's also, you know what I'm saying, so it's like a part of your testimony. Vaughn.
I'm sorry. I'm spying on my kids, man. I gotta look. It's child camera trying to make sure you niggas.
You got a drone in that bitch?
Yeah, man, I got a little nanny cam, man. I gotta make sure they ain't doing that.
We need them little robots from the Jetsons, bro. That's what we need.
Honestly, for me, I've been in a relationship with rage. What's up, Pops?
Hey, Pops.
Oh man,
looking smooth, man. That's an old school player right there.
Fix your tie, Pops. Fix your tie, though. Fix your tie. Ask Daddy. Ask Daddy, Adresia. Ask Daddy.
Hold on. If we go, I don't know if we got time for the 72 Thunderbird.
Yeah, man. We do. Ask Daddy. Ask Daddy.
Don't come for my daddy. Come on, Daddy.
You asked them. You asked them. You right there.
What was the question?
What? How does
what in a relationship can turn emotions into rage?
What up, cuz?
Levier.
That's what that is.
Levier.
What's going on?
What's up?
Okay,
I gotta get closer. I don't.
All right, we got a question for you. We got a question for you.
For me?
What? Yeah, for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What in a relationship can turn emotions into rage?
What in a relationship could turn emotion into rage?
Yep.
A divorce.
The what?
Why he said so hard?
With divorce.
Daddy just walked off.
Bring that money and that bread, man.
He said,
Marla?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that one. Pops.
He answered the question.
Okay. Say it again.
You know he can't.
What in a relationship can turn emotions into rage?
What in a relationship can turn emotions into rage? I tried to say oceans into like emotion into rage. Infidelity.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be a marriage though. A relationship. Yeah. What's another word for it? Infidelity if you're not married?
Cheat.
Yeah.
Fornicating.
Or money. Money.
Sowing your royal oats.
Stepping out.
Oh, he said money.
So cheating would be. Cheating would be one of them. Would turn emotions into rage. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, cheating to get you killed. They give me a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Give me a 9 to 5 and have food poisoning. Okay.
Yeah. So
That was Daddy answer, y'all.
Well, we'll take
cheating.
it.
And cousin Chad.
Yeah, cheating and infidelity.
Infidelity and divorce.
Married and then.
And they said money.
And yeah,
And money. That's what I was gonna say. That's definitely what I was gonna say. That money plays a
They
huge
said money is
role.
the root of all evil.
I'm telling you, money in a relationship it can be the downfall. Y'all can love each other to death, but if the money funny, or somebody ain't making enough money, or somebody using their money doing something they ain't supposed to be doing, it's gonna turn into rage real soon. But yeah, shit, for me and Bubba, come.
What up,
I'm
JT?
sorry. Go sit down. But in previous relationships, what certain things that turned my emotions into rage was my own insecurities. Like feeling like they doing stuff above my level. You know what I mean? Like there was certain situations where I just be like super mad. I'm like, bro, why is she able to do these things that I just can't seem to get in order? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'd be mad about that shit. So it was certain things that I had to grow from and I had to learn about myself to cancel out that rage of my own past traumas and shit. But yeah, you know.
Nah, I mean, I already dropped my gems. Shit.
Did both of the ladies? Did y'all go?
Yeah, I think Teresa. Did you go? Did y'all go? They went.
Yeah,
Teresa,
I know Teresa.
I did.
I gave my answer.
Okay, Lavia, you did.
I knew wait on somebody.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
That's one.
Betrayal. That's what's rage. I think what takes me a level of rage of the capacity that I can take my tolerance level. So it's like my I can only take so much.
Go sit down. Go get your sparkle.
What turns it to rage is you're holding a lot of stuff in and you're not letting it out. You're not having an outlet. You just let it keep it in your back pocket. Keep putting it in your back pocket. Keep putting it in your back pocket. You keep letting it, and then at this point, it could be the smallest betrayal, and you end up pulling out a knife, like me on one instances of a night. Like it was so much build up, and then when this individual told me I've been struggling since I've been with you, and I'm the one who put in most of the work financially, there was I ended up waiting for the police to come type of night.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy had to come that night and hold me off this individual, you know, and I even addressed this individual in front of the laws and say, I'll kill you in front of these laws. I don't care about them being here. You disrespect me, you disrespect my daddy or anything of that sort, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But that's after you didn't take so much. So a lot of things that contribute to rage in a relationship is taking in so much bullshit, not loving yourself enough to either communicate more and bring your problem to the table. But if you're more like the person that just hold everything in and just get the job done no matter what, I don't got time to complain, I don't got time to do this, and then this individual keeps adding. I think the tolerance of taking in, giving so many chances is what gives rage. in a relationship?
All right. The real question, and this is my question. Oh no, Marcus, I don't know if you went.
No, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing.
No, you can. I was gonna move on to the next
No,
one.
I went. But
Okay.
strap in your seatbelts for this one, y'all. It's going down.
Now, this is something near and dear to my own personal heart. My own personal heart. This is how I feel because this is, again, my love language is physical intimacy. And one thing that I did want to know is, like, how important is it in a relationship to match your partner's sex drive? Because it seems a lot of us are sexual creatures, and if our energy don't match, everything else could be right. But you know what I mean? That's one thing you might try to negate it and act like, oh well, it shouldn't be about that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come up. So, how important is it?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important. I'm not gonna give you no nursing home energy, so I don't want you to give me no nursing home energy. Period. Like that, I'm a Scorpio, so you just can't sit on me. You can't sit around if I'm a high level creature, so you gotta act accordingly. And if you shall not, then I shall not. So, it is what it is. Like, you really have to. If I'm making it rain, god dog, shit, you better spit on it. You better know what you're doing, But if you ain't doing none of that, no, you most definitely. It's important to Scorpio that you have to match my level. If not, we're gonna have a problem. Because one of the high energy and stress relievers for us, and this is one of the things that, pop my collar that we're best at, is satisfying our other individual.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfying.
This nigga said it's so sophisticatedly nasty.
I think
that's what I heard.
I think that
you can be classy nasty. Yeah.
I think matching.
Saying, man.
I don't know how realistic it is to match it, but because I'm not speaking for me per se, but like just people in general, because I feel like it's more of a conversation that should be had. I think it's more a compromise. I've had a chance to ask multiple people about this question, so I think the biggest thing is really compromise. Like, if you're in a relationship, what's a good number in a week? Or like if you're not feeling the way I'm feeling the way, how can we come to this middle ground? You know what I'm saying? Because Eli said something that was profound, and what people in a relationship with a lower sex drive have to understand is that the only way I'm gonna get off is by way of you. If I'm not cheating, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not cheating on you, you are my only way to release this energy. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't really. They may know what it means, but not willing to act on it, or they just don't know what it means at all. You got to explain to those that are oblivious, because sex isn't the end all be all, but it's definitely a big part in a relationship. Because I feel like as a man who works hard, who take care of his business, who pays his bills, and it's hard out here, like sometimes that's what you want at the end of the day. I'm just speaking for men in general. Like I'm not gonna ask a woman to submit to anything. You submit to the right thing. And I feel like when you submit to me, I'll go 10 times harder for you. And me going 10 times harder for you may be some of that energy right there. So, I feel like that's definitely a conversation that should be had, because it's, we were made to, love each other in all facets. So, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, we were made to love, but we ain't supposed to have no conversation about, honey, how many times do you think we ought to have sex during the week? 1, 2, 4 times? Hell no. If I come in, god doggy, and I've been moist all day, god dog, we might agree that we're gonna do it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. This may be a hot Friday morning. I may want to get down at it.
I'm just trying to speak like
to me. It takes the natural attraction out of let's put this in our calendar that we're gonna make love and be intimate on May 31st. Hell no, I don't want my love to be set on no calendar. I'm got a spontaneous classic
definitely
cat.
agree. I definitely
And you gotta act up.
Hey. But like the conversation part, that was like an answer somebody was given to me, so I was just trying to,
Yeah,
give
you give them that answer, Mark.
I got you, Queen. I definitely got you, Queen, for sure.
Cause they lame. They lame if they sit up there and they schedule 2 days a week. Me and Tony gonna interact, and I'm gonna write out the different positions and how we gonna make love on September the 13th. Looking ass, hell no.
You shouldn't have to schedule that. When you marry, you should have to schedule that.
You shouldn't have to
You
schedule
lost
it.
me. I'm out. I quit. I abort this.
What's wrong with waking up? What's wrong with waking up? What's wrong with waking up 2, 3 in the morning and just getting it
proverb,
cracking?
an old ancient Chinese proverb. I don't know where I heard it, but it went something like, "Thou shalt throw that shit back." So it's like sometimes, like that's all a nigga need, bro. Respectfully, like I work 50 to 60 hours a week. I have 2 children. I'm married. All of that good stuff. I understand that sex is not always an option, but I think it should be an option. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand it's not going to be, it's virtually impossible for us to have sex every day. It's impossible, especially when you work full time and you have children. But I think the energy should always be there. It should always be a level of attraction. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even if it's not sex, like, you know what I mean? Like, just walk by and grab them sometime. You know what I mean? Like, just let me know you there type shit. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
hold on real quick, not to cut you off, but Big Sis had to dip. They about to head out. So, Lavia, you are the standing female for your population.
Hey, Vaughn, it's good. It's good.
We're not gonna try to put too much pressure on you. We just let you know that we know you more than capable of holding it down.
I'm about to say, I love pressure.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. My bad, Vaughn. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just letting everybody know what it was. But my bad, Javon. I believe you left off on. Sometimes you just gotta walk by and grab. You know what I'm talking about? Just
facts. Facts. That's a must. I'm sorry, like, bro. That's just how I'm built. Like, sometimes I just need to know that you know he there. You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I definitely need to say for all men, I think I don't normally do this, but I think I speak for all men when I say a well-placed blowjob can save of your relationship. It can maintain all the foundation. You want your man to do something. You want him to be the best version of himself. Sometimes you just need to give him some head, some unexpected head, some unrequested head. You know what I mean? Like this shit valuable to me. I don't know if everybody like that, but
so what's that on the flip side?
I agree with you. I feel like if you're with somebody for a period of time, they know you. You shouldn't have to ask for that. Especially if they ain't gotta ask for you to eat that cootie. That's just keeping it 100. If we already there. We there. Man. I'm sorry.
It's like my brother Russ. Shout out to the rapper Russ. It's like he said, fake titties feel like rocks. I like the natural ones. I like a girl who give me head without me asking for some. That's just the bars. You know
that's just the bar, and I appreciate it.
But to answer to Big Sis, what's the reverse of that though? Like how he said, a well placed. What's that?
I mean, I 2,000% agree with him. I agree. I have no issue in that area.
So what's that for you though? What's that for you though? Like what's the flip side to it though? What's that for you? Uh-oh. Here it comes, y'all.
Ask me a question one more time.
So how Javon said a well-placed blowjob, can save a relationship. What is that for? Like, what's your version of that? What can save humanity that a man can't perform on you?
Oh, look, bro.
Well, you eating my cat ain't supposed to stay the goddamn day.
Well, I guess we know where that's going. So
I can tell you that right now. You got bitches that can eat your cat. You got to come to the game a little bit more than that with me. You nibble on it. That don't mean nothing. That don't excite me. Now, on a man perspective, that's kind of different. When you're in a relationship, you kind of spike it up. Baby don't know he just got home. Shit, you spice it up and get some dirty dick sometime. He ain't gotta wash it off. Come on in. Get some of that sweat off your ass. So shit. I'm
oh my God.
It's so much funnier because I know this nigga Eli is suffering.
Funny, man.
Oh God, you
funny.
do. You
See,
know,
that's the
so
thing, though, that
at
they
the end of
older
the day,
than
like
his
on my
older
end, I'm
sister,
all
so
Yeah, they my
you know,
older
that's
sisters, bro. It's all good,
I
man.
love to do that. You know, I like to keep excitement going. I love to keep my man motivated. I love that. You know, especially and so when I said with my chest and when I said with my chin up, that's because I'm the boss to this shit. So that's like my specialty. So I take it very, very personal. You know, I that's my
Anyways, anywho,
but to expound on it though, like I feel like the problem in like a lot of relationships is just people getting too comfortable. Like I'm a big believer in just because you got the woman, that don't mean you stop pursuing her. You know, because like you got to think you in this for the long haul. You got to keep the flame lit, especially in a marriage. I think I done told this to my brothers. Like you got to keep the flame lit. It's just how the game go. Because women are, I think women get bored and uninterested quicker than we think they do. So like, in pursuit, you got to be spontaneous. You got to still have some type of mystique to you, even though they with you day in and day out. Women love mystery, especially in a man, and I feel like those are some things that you just got to keep going. You know, but
it's vice versa. Come in the kitchen, spank us on our ass, grab our titties. I'm like, girl, you better cook the shit out the goddamn meal. I tell you what, your ass gonna be eating good that night. It's gonna be the best cooking you done had. Shit, reverse that shit. Do the same thing. Nibble on that nipple while she making cornbread mix. Hell.
Man, see, my kids won't let me be great like that, bro. They be hating. I get that.
You better go put Can You on Caillou and
nah, for real.
oh God, Caillou say today.
It's Coco Melon now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Coco Melon Caillou put a whole
nigga,
series on. They won't interrupt you.
Yeah, I was just finna say, you turn that Coco Melon on, you slide on to the back, close the door.
Over with.
See, that nigga know how to. He don't know how to open the door yet. Thank God.
Yeah,
when he does, it's gonna, we're gonna have to adjust.
Gonna get that lock for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust.
I got a good one right here, and I'm pretty sure everybody's probably been a part of this situation. If not, you know, it is what it is. But what keeps us coming back to a toxic relationship? Man, I could speak for myself. It kind of ties into like the loneliness aspect of what we talked about earlier. When you know that person, they just knowing that they there is enough sometimes. Even though it is toxic, y'all might not get along. The compatibility might not be at the level that you would prefer, but just knowing that person is there, dealing with their BS through the ins and outs of it all. Like, I know that sounds horrible, but I think it happens way more times than not. Whether it be the sex, whether it be the conversation, that's just how it go. Like, we all done dealt with a toxic relationship for more reasons, you know, well, for various reasons, I'd rather say. But yeah, but it just depends on the situation. It might be a case by case thing, but for me, it was just the fear of being alone again. So I may have dealt with some stuff. This is early 20 markers we talking about now, though. 30s, once you turn 30, you unlock different levels. It's just certain stuff I ain't gonna deal with. But like back then, for sure, like yeah, it was probably the fear, like not having nobody to talk to anymore, or be around, whatever. But yeah,
I think it could really be like it could be. It's mainly that. I think it is mainly like loneliness as certain relationships and stuff like that. But I do think it's also some relationships where it's like, if I let this go and you become a better person after all the shit I've shown you, I'm gonna be heated. Like for real. If I've taught you, I've molded you, I've made you into a better person, and you go be a better person for somebody else, oh yeah, I'm gonna be heated. So it's always the hopes that they have finally put all the shit that they've shown, like that you've shown them and y'all have learned together, into it's finally gonna like become like that version of the relationship. So sometimes you just be like, if I just thug it out, they gonna understand. Like I love them. I'm willing to go to bat for them and do stuff that I won't do for nobody else for them. But it don't always work out, so it becomes toxic.
Damn. Yeah. Now, I think as men, it's kind of hard for you to see yours with somebody else. and you don't want them to have it. So as a man, you'll stick around just because you don't want another nigga to get it. It's kind of what I heard what you just said. Like, shit, nigga, I just probably working till you, ho. You ain't going nowhere. Shit. We finna work this shit out, goddammit. Nigga, straight up. We finna work this shit out. I put too much goddamn time and effort, money, resources, tears, blood, you know what I'm saying? Stress, mental capacity, all that shit you done took up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, we finna thug this out. Shit, you don't get to just, dip out and then, I mean, you do. I'm not finna just hold a nigga captive, but I'm just saying, like, what would keep you?
I was gonna say it sounded like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's why I had to stop. I was like, wait, what the fuck am I saying right now? Like, I'm just saying, like you be like, yo, hold on, man. Like, all right, cool. This is where we're gonna be at. This is where we're gonna be at. But don't be trying to like be friends with me and shit like that. Like, take your ass, like, go. Like, if you ain't trying to be with me, bro, I'm not finna be the friend portion of what you want from a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? So then a lot of times they be like, oh, well, I'll stay with you, this, that, and the third. And then they still on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a whole different type of person. Then that's what leads to rage and all that other shit, because now you compromising with where you feel like you're valued at. You know what I'm saying? I think me and my sister talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's like, when you start letting your value slip because of somebody else, you know what I'm saying? And your happiness drops also. Then what is this person doing, and what is it any good for you? You know what I'm saying? So it all falls in line with that.
What about you, LeVar?
So, control. Control can allow you to come back to toxic relationships.
Control in what capacity?
I would say
penis.
Like for me. Go ahead, Von. Javon.
I was about to say it's a term I think that's going around sprung off the dick. what they call it?
I don't know what they call it.
Is that what they call it? That sounds like the control you speak of.
What control, son?
But that's what I'm saying. She not going into depth about who's in control, like them or you.
So me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Me. I would say, I think the part of me is to make with the issues that I used to struggle with is feeling valid or feeling like I make use. But then once I put myself out there, I feel used. But I get the ones that doesn't really have everything together that feel needed, make me feel like I'm actually helping or nurturing someone. And that individual can be a user and don't have no plans for their life, but you see some type of hope in them. You see, you kind of know that they bullshit, but it's that control of that person that you can still have it at the end of the day, knowing, okay, they really don't have a job, so they got to pretty much do what I say do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or it's to have the control of having someone there. Okay, this person really can't live with that. He needs this and this and this from me, so I don't see him ever moving around anytime soon. It's to see how you can hold someone hostage that that means no value to you. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if I'm breaking it down in a specific.
That made perfect sense. That made perfect sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that. So since you're looking for someone to really care for you, the only way that you get satisfied is by putting your effort into someone else that make you feel needed. So that you're thinking you're satisfying someone's needs and coming to the rescue them, they're gonna let you do everything. And you got some people that say yes, ma'am. They gonna still do this, but they're gonna end up cheating because they're not happy. They just there for stability. You get what I'm saying? But in your mind, you're thinking, hey, if I handicap them, this is the only way that they'll stay here and can't no one leave me again.
Yeah.
So then you start attracting toxic people until you get to the point to say, you know what? I don't need to pour into nobody else but me. I need something, so let me meet my own needs first before I come to somebody else's need. It goes back to what you were saying earlier. I invested with my child's father. I invested so much time. You don't want to get no job. I'm holding everything down. I leave you. I start over, leave everything to you. Now you're with someone where you have a baby now. You've been working on this job. Now you're a manager. Now you make over $60,000. Now you got 2 cars. Now you pay bills over there. But for 7 years, you couldn't do it over here. So you have to understand how they made me feel, right? Like I pretty much nurtured you to where you was at for you to satisfy another woman's needs. So
well, hold on.
You
know, sometimes I don't mean to cut you off, sis. Sometimes God put us in people's life to get them on where they need to be at. You know what I'm saying?
But why you gotta always be the test dummy?
Well, it's not even the fact that you're a test dummy. Because when you had that perspective, I was a test. No, nigga, you became a better person in relationships, and you became a better person out of that. You had to gain strength yourself, and you did. It's not like it's not like you was the same person when you came out of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If 2 people coming into a relationship,
the downside of that is the bitterness that comes along with it as well.
But the bitterness comes from the misunderstanding of what you got from that and what God actually had you there for.
But in real time, you're not gonna pay attention.
Not real, but now we speaking in retrospect. But now we speaking in retrospect now, right? Because now you seeing where this nigga is, and you seeing where it is, and you like he wouldn't have been like he was if it wasn't for me.
Because I feel what she said about the test dummy bit. Because everybody can't rebound from being a test dummy. It's like that's how you get damaged goods. That's how you get broken people. Like people who hurt people. That's how you get that type of stuff.
You get that when I think you get that when you're not when you. Like again, when you misjudging what you took, if you're not looking at it and taking something from where you coming out of and trying to do something different with it, then yeah, I feel like you are going to become damaged goods because damaged goods don't get better.
But I think what you're saying is coming like out of the ideal way to think about it. Like that's in the ideal world, that's the way it would be, where you are able to take the lessons of what you learned and apply them and understand that you didn't really take an L, you just learned something from it. But in reality, like the world that we actually live in, like he's saying, hurt people. Like, bro, like if you have been hurt and you haven't been able to process those emotions, like, of course, you're going to go on to spread more hurt. Like, that's just the reality of it. But what you're saying is what it should ideally be. You know what I mean?
No, what I'm saying
is just applying it to real life.
What I'm saying is that when you actually come out of it, your mindset is what that is. It's okay. This is what I actually got from you. Can hurt 6, 7, 8, 9 people, and after the 10th person, you say, "Oh shit! Wait a minute. I was doing X, Y, and Z wrong to these 10 people." Well, now it's 10 people who you just you did whatever you did, but now you became better because you're like, "Oh snap! Wait, now I know for the 11th person, this is what I actually need to do."
Yeah, but what we saying is like the 10 people that you hurt. Them motherfuckers gotta feel that, and they gotta process that.
But now they know. But now they know. Oh shit! This is the type of person that I don't need to surround myself with.
Nah, do they know that? People can present themselves.
Yeah, after they go through it takes time. It's life. Like this is actual reality. Like that's life. Everything that we do, we learn from whatever. If we do good at it. Or if we make mistakes from it and then we say, okay, I'm going to do something different. But when somebody doesn't do anything different and they go right back into it, then that's where the problem lies.
Definitely. That's what we saying.
I mean, it don't take away the bitterness. Like you can still grow and still be pissed off. And this is why I say that. It's because I have to deal with this individual for the rest of my life as long as my daughter is here. You know what I'm saying? I have to look at this individual. We have to talk on a daily basis. Sometimes you have to cut through that BS. Oh no, let's get off that subject because we know we're not going back that ever again. You know what I'm saying? But it don't take away when you drive off, I'm still in the Magic School Bus, and I see you with 2 brand new cars, and I feel like that you delayed my process of growth, because had you not bullshit me, because it don't take you to do 10 people fucked up for you to know that you done fucked up. A lot of times, people will continue to use people until they get to where they want to be. Then all of a sudden you want to act like you got good out of it, or you finally got understanding. Oh, I did these people wrong. No, you waited till you got everything good. Then you want to realize that you didn't stumped on 20 different people. So guess what? The mistakes that you make, you got to pay. There's 20 different karmas that's coming back. But when you're looking at the individual come up and you're in the Magic School Bus, I ain't gonna lie. It don't stop me from sleeping. It don't stop me from paying my bills. Yes, I'm growing. Yes, I have a plan. But it don't stop me from being mad. Like, nigga, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you took time away from me, and I got only one shot at life, and you wasted that. You could have left me. So my growth from that is to not allow that type of people to come around in your circle, like you said. But you have a lot of people that come and present themselves as counterfeits. You know, people ain't gonna show that they ugly in the beginning. They gonna put a whole bunch of makeup and all that stuff on until they start revealing. Okay, yeah, now I can start taking this off because this person getting their feelings. Oh yeah, I got soul ties with them, you know. But at the end of the day, it is growth, and I'm not at that emotional place where. This is how I know I've grown. I haven't increased his child support. Why? Because, hey, you've been doing what you're supposed to do. Have I been lying this whole time talking about I'm going to take you out for child support so I can make sure he get his child on the weekends? Yeah, I may pull the leg or two. But at the end of the day... Allegedly, because I have to still see that you, from your history, that you don't fuck up. From your history, I have to make sure that you don't pull the hokey doke like your history shows. So that's why I pull a hokey doke on you and say, "Oh, you're doing so good. I'll probably go ahead and take you out for child support." You know, just to keep that motivation going. You're gonna be angry. I don't say angry, but I look like, man, I could have been so far had I not invested that time like that in you. You know, that's a part of just knowing your value. Sorry for being long-winded.
Nah, my nigga, you
never you, sis. Never you. Never. Alright, sis. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
But 10, 15 minutes, okay?
I was going to introduce you, but wait, you got something to say?
Hey, sis, real quick. I gotta ask you a question. Who was it that was slowly putting stuff in the nigga food? Was it Risa? Allegedly?
That's a wild question, fam.
Allegedly, I think it was Teresa.
I allegedly think it was. Okay, I wanted to ask her that question.
She mentioned that a little bit early. If you pay attention, go look at the when you look at the
we might have to chop
rerun. Go back. She did mention, you know, at the time when she get back at the nigga through the food. So you might want to recap over that. Allegedly.
We don't know for sure. We can't. There's been no hospital records. No.
I don't know what you're talking about. This ain't even being recorded. No evidence.
We in the Matrix right now.
Yeah, no evidence of this taking place.
We were Neo and them. Neo and Morpheus and them.
Look, that's our lawyer.
Yeah, that's our lawyer.
I'm saying. Y'all giving up all the information.
We definitely have Twilight Zone right now.
What they say? They caught you in 4K.
Sis, I hate to do this to you because it's just you.
What?
Man. All right, so
she can hold it down. I think
I believe she can hold it down. So I hate this, but we gotta do it. We heard now, but we gotta do it. And you gonna have to take it for womankind. So rarely do you ever hear a woman say, "Man, I fucked up," or "That's on me. That's on me."
That's a fact.
That's on me. I did that. I gotta do better.
This is my question.
Women versus accountability. Is it a myth or is it facts? Do women not know how to be accountable? Before you answer that, I want to know why y'all choose not to be accountable.
I want to know what accountability is to you in a relationship. Like it's all in one, nigga. Take your time.
So, for one, what when you say accountability to what? What type of situation should
When
take
you
me in
fuck
accountability?
up,
Is this
anything within a relationship
you fucked up on.
within the scope of your relationship that you may have done wrong, that you may have been the cause of the issue.
And you know
I
you
can
did it, and we
honestly-
catch you
I
on
can
it, and you
honestly
still don't
say-
want to admit to it.
I can honestly say, I had my levels of where I did not take accountability, where I kept pointing the finger at the other individual. It's your fault because I did this. It's your fault because I did that. It's your fault because you did this. The accountability part came in when I went to the next relationship, and the same different individual told me the same thing. So when two people that don't know each other, that don't have the same characteristics, date you and tell you that you're doing the same, they don't know that they're telling you this. You know that two individuals told you this. Both of them told me, you're the type of person where you do as I say, but not as I do. And the reason why they feel like that, for some reason, you know, like if I'm talking on the phone with somebody, another man, I'm not doing it. But if you're talking to another woman, we're going to have an issue. Because I know that I'm not going to do anything, but I have doubt in you. So that's the not taking accountability part. You know, I don't know. That's what I used to do. Like, hey, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Like, I don't trust you being on the phone with a woman, but you should trust me. That's how I felt.
So
that's how I did feel.
Yeah, nigga.
But
I'm gonna give you $8, and you got to give me $300. Nigga, what? Nah, don't add up to me, buddy.
What is it?
Bugs Bunny
What
math.
is it exactly? Like, if you could like really just pinpoint it though, like as to why, like you will know you in the wrong for sure, but you're just not gonna bring that energy to life. Like, I seen the episode of Everybody Hates Chris. I can't remember the situation, but you know, Chris used to narrate it, and Rochelle, it was like, yeah, she in her mind, she said, "I know I messed up, but I'm not gonna let you know that." You know, I can't remember. I apologize for not remembering the scene, but that stuck with me. What is that for sure? Like, I know I messed up. I know I'm wrong, but I just can't give you that.
honestly, to how I looked at it is that I wanted the individual to suffer a little bit.
This nigga crazy.
If you did something wrong to me in the past, this is my opportunity to dig deep, to really make you suffer, to really, I could be wrong, like in this a certain past relationship I was in. Like, I didn't cheat, but I walked out the house and meet another nigga at the lake because, you know, you got on my nerves. Like, I know you sitting over there texting on the phone to another female, you know. So, okay, I don't owe you no respect. Let me go to the lake. And it ain't to have sex or something. It's just to vent to someone else.
Just to jerk the nigga off.
If you was to do it, oh yeah, that's where the rage come in at, because I don't trust you.
That seems like
trust.
That seems like it encompassed like 3 questions. It's toxic relationship, accountability, and rage at what time? Shit.
I feel like the problem with it is men.
But the accountability came into play where I finally went to the individual that I really hurt the most, and I took the accountability and looked at myself like, damn, I did do you bad. I wasn't supposed to do that. Like, I was out of hurt. Like, I should have. When that past relationship told me the same thing the other person told me, he didn't know that he was preparing me to go back to my ex. Like, damn, my nigga, I did all this that you telling me I done messed up in. This is the same thing he was complaining about. So maybe at that point, when somebody else tell me the same thing and they don't know each other, that mean the common denominator was me. That's where I took the accountability.
Damn, nigga, that's how you do it.
But
that's how you take accountability right there, bro. You do self-evaluations. You evaluate yourself. You evaluate your situations. And and how to grow in those moments. And if you're not looking at yourself coming out of any situation, you're going to go and you're going to hurt 10, 20, 30 more people until you look at yourself.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's cool and all, but this is the more seasoned version of Big Sis. Well, the problem is we getting a lot of L's as men that we not earning. And like it's steady finger point and us taking the blame just because we want to end the argument and get on with the night. So my question to you, Big Sis, is how do we end this in this totality? How do we like move past this and find common ground? Or are y'all egos that big? And that's something else. Battle of the Sexes Part 3. We got to get it to a woman's ego because this one that's something that never gets talked about. Nobody ever talks about a woman's ego.
We gotta get into that one.
That's not for today though. I'm gonna let you make it on that.
Yeah, we gonna shelf that.
But how do we find common ground on accountability?
Common ground on the accountability.
So we can stop pointing the finger at each other all the time.
So it came down to my significant other stopping me in the act right then and there. Not waiting the time pass, not waiting for 5 or 10 minutes, not waiting to say, hey, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Baby, remember you asked me about how, I could do better, or how you could do better, whatever. See, you see just what happened right now. I asked you this, and then you kind of shifted, and you kind of got a little loud with me, and I wasn't trying to get there. And they'll look at like, dang, did I just get loud with you? Yeah, baby, you did just get loud with me. Damn, I wasn't trying to. It's a gentle approach, and the accountability will come out. If he say that I'm tired of you doing all this all the time, when you do all that and you come at me like that, I'm gonna automatically come with brother on your ass. Like, I don't care if you right or wrong. You could be right all day long, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna prove to you that you're wrong because the way that you came to me, it's how you came to me. Come to me how, baby, like, come on now, I love you and I want this thing to work. But see, this is one of the things I was talking about. Like with this and this, if she get to talking, it takes two people to argue. I don't care if you get mad. Now, my rage was you walk off while I'm talking to you. That was my rage. Don't turn your back while I'm talking. Like, don't do that. Like, I was being respectful when you was talking. Don't walk away. But I had to learn sometimes you have to walk away so you won't have to put your hands on an individual because I know my mouth can be raw, and it's taking accountability of knowing who I am. Okay, you got a fly mouth. If a nigga come at you sideways, you're going to automatically shut down and not hear nothing he going to say. So it's how you come at that woman, Marcus. It's how you come at that woman, Elijah. It's how you come at that woman, Vaughn. If you come at her settled, if you come at her with truth, knowing that you really want to work it out, a woman feels that shit. But if you just telling her shit just to shut her up, a woman know that shit. Don't tell me nothing just to shut up. I know the difference. We know the difference when you just shutting us up. And then when you just shutting us up, that's telling us that what we're saying to you, you don't value. So that takes us to a whole nother realm. You ain't getting no pussy. I ain't giving you no head for a month. Like, we take it to the extreme.
The extreme. Nigga.
But it takes people to argue. But like I said, it's just how you come at that individual. It's how you come at me. If you come at me with truth, knowing that you want to work it out, like, baby, you fucking up. And I've done this probably yesterday. Like, damn, I did come at you kind of fucked up. Like, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I am tripping lately. I am checking my emotions, So I do take accountability now. It's about honesty and knowing who you are, knowing your limits, Y'all got hush mouth in that.
No. Honestly, I was building up because this is my own personal topic, and I'm keeping a buck with you, respectfully to all women. Hell no, that's not a myth. This is a fact. Women and accountability are like arch nemesis, nigga. Y'all actively
kryptonite. It's they kryptonite.
Actively avoid each other. Like, y'all actively avoid each other. I'm sorry, like it takes a seasoned woman to learn that, okay, now I have to be accountable. But these younger women, Oh nah, player. Oh nah, player.
I'm so serious when I say it's no hope for the future. Like I don't see, but because the reason why I say that is because the young ladies now they playing songs like they willing to be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when you get done with that other hoe. You know what I'm saying? Or they both sure, and everybody in the relationship. You got 2 men, 3 women, and they all in a committed relationship with each other. Like just dumb shit like that. Okay. You know. So.
All right, I'll be in a minute. Okay.
No man. It's like these young cats. You. I don't see it's messed up. It's messed up, but I don't see a future like talking about like. I mean, anything possible with the work of God and people that's willing to change the world or whatever the case may be. But just for us right now, these young ladies is out of control, and then they go into other young ladies, which make it more confusing. Now you see gay men, laying in bed with each other, and you see women like all this shit is normal, some shit like. So I don't know. It's messed up. Like, it's messed up because we came from an era where babies are having babies. Now newborns are having babies. You got like a whole generations. You got the great grandmother 52. You got the great grandmother. You know what I'm saying? 39. You got the grand great mother. It's back to back to back, and they all the great grandmother got on Daisy Dukes. So and respectfully, in that family tree, the great grandmother was somebody who had issues with accountability. That passed down to the next motherfucker that had issues with accountability, and it's just a cycle spreading, bro. Just like, okay, well, no, I did this because that nigga wasn't shit. That nigga was like, okay, well, why was you with this nigga? Why was you producing children for this nigga? Like, it's just certain things, respectfully, that women will refuse accountability on. Like, yes, you are dealing like in toxic relationships, whereas good women stay with shitty niggas, but they won't be held accountable. They like, nah, well, he was could have been the nigga that for me. You know what I mean? Could have been, or he did this, that, and the third. But you not being accountable for staying with that individual or having children by that individual. Like, those are certain things that y'all just have to know that you hold some type of.
Wow.
Elaborate. I need to know more about this. I've never heard this before. I never heard this. This has never been a thought that I could not deserve somebody's accountability.
Can I put this whole thing to bed?
The hell? What are you talking about, sister? What are you?
I could put this.
Say something.
I gotta go.
I
gotta understand though.
I could put this whole thing to bed right now.
Do it.
You got the same act. Cheating. Just say put cheating right here. Just whatever, cheating. You got a man, you got a woman. Say the woman catches the man cheating. 9 times out of 10, Nick gonna look there. He gonna stand there with the stupid face, like yeah. You catch your woman cheating. Well, first of all, nigga, you the reason why I'm cheating. You coming home late from work every day. Bro. You not paying me no attention. You not catering to me. You not telling me I'm pretty. You're not taking me out no more.
You ain't said none of this shit to me.
All of that. Where the cricket at? Where the cricket's at?
Man.
You gotta deserve my accountability.
She went back to it.
No. If you're in a relationship, I already deserve your accountability. We together, I deserve it outside.
Hell no, it don't matter because we're in a relationship. You don't deserve my accountability. Like, this is the thing. If you know that you've been bullshitting, you know what I'm saying? If you know that you stepped out and you know you've been fucking with hoes and shit, the fuck I'm gonna give you accountability for? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
No. In that scenario where that nigga stepped out, the accountability is knowing that you still with a nigga that stepped out.
Well, see, this is the thing. You had old school women that did what they had to do when back then the man was the main primary provider. She took care of the household. She knew that he stepped out, but guess what? She was the main one that had on the insurance policy. She was the main. She knew what she was willing to tolerate and what she wasn't willing to tolerate. Hey, I'm willing. You can go do whatever. Just don't be disrespectful. I need you to hold down this household. You got some
right.
women
You're right.
that don't mind. Do it make them a bad woman because they decide to choose that? Hell no.
But the issue is like you saying like, okay, you have to deserve my accountability. I think anybody in a relationship with somebody deserves accountability, regardless. But the type of accountability will vary based on whatever the relationship is. So if it's a nigga that's cheating, if you accepting that the nigga is cheating, then you have to be held accountable for everything that transpired past that shit. You know what I mean? Like, because you decided he financially benefits me, then I'm gonna stay here. So everything that occurs after that is on both of y'all. It's not just, oh, well, he was the one that, no, we was the ones that was in this shit together because I accepted it.
You gotta still deserve my accountability.
She not coming out there.
She said, yeah, that's how good,
She
nigga.
not coming out there.
Well,
Fuck
okay.
that Martin Luther King speech.
Here we go.
I'm telling you,
Might be at a
you
stalemate.
still gotta deserve my accountability,
I feel like we're
man.
gonna be at a
Like
stalemate
at the end
with
of the
this
day, I guess because I've been through so much, like it is. You have to show me that I'm willing to apologize to you. Like I don't know.
I feel like
I
if you
guess
with
it's just
somebody,
how I'm set up.
if you are with somebody and you have that mindset, you're in a toxic relationship.
You said what now?
If you have that mindset and you're in a relationship, you're in a toxic relationship.
That's because so you saying I'm toxic?
Yeah, you have a toxic mentality. If you are in a relationship that is strong in strength, that's not even a part of that conversation. That's not even a thought.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
Accountability.
Like, if you see, but it goes back to two people having a dream. You got to have accountability to build dreams, to support dreams. Got to hold yourself accountable too, because sometimes you might slip up.
In this relationship I'm in,
you can't build nothing being toxic like this, nigga. Like what you saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not toxic.
I'm just saying you got a toxic mentality.
No. But listen, Linda.
I listen to you. You cut me off from when I was trying to get my cup off my chest, nigga. But it's cool. Go ahead, because you the oldest. I'll let you have it. But you cut me off. Accountability. You got to own up to it.
So in this current relationship that I'm in, I do take accountability because it's this person has proven themselves to me. You know what I'm saying? This person have went through the backs for me. So yeah, at this point we're at a level. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be, oh baby, let me fix it. Let me take accountable. Let me make changes. That's what I mean. You have to deserve my accountability. Like if you're a bullshit person and you ain't been chasing me or anything that sort, why am I going to give in to try to make this work when I know this is just to go to an end? You know what I'm saying? But a person that invested their time and effort and all that to me, like, you know, hey, you deserve my accountability. I'm sorry. Let me fix it. Let me do this. You know, so I don't think it's toxic. I just think whatever you give me it determines my accountability to you.
I ain't gonna lie, I truly enjoyed this conversation. I hate to dip on y'all, man. But I gotta get these kids something to eat, bro. They keep on begging.
Go ahead, get something to eat.
So I'm gonna let y'all get to it, bro. I appreciate y'all. It's good talking to you,
baby.
All right, now.
All right, so then there were three. The docket itself is done, questions 1 through 9, but we have like a little small part called Small Conversations that we're gonna try out today. This is a 2-part question. It doesn't have like a flip side to it. It's 2 different questions from 2 different perspectives as men and women. So the first question is, as a woman, do you consider your man's pockets? Now, what I'm gonna say on that is kind of like a wants versus needs type of thing, because, and this is something that I've seen, though man is supposed to be the provider, the person who, you know, bring home the bread, provides the security, make sure everything can take place in households. That's how it should be anyway. But these days it's a little more different. We in the era of the independent women, where women are more than capable of providing for themselves and their family. But in this case, I've seen some women, just because they know that they man have it, they might get like a little reckless with certain things. You know, so like I know he got it, so let me see if I can, like, not necessarily finesse, but like women do have a way of talking to your man in specific ways, throwing hints, doing this, that, and the third. So this is, I ask you, like, when you're in a relationship, do you consider your man's pockets, knowing all of the responsibility that he has, but knowing there's things that you also may want? It may be some.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I don't look into a man's pocket.
Okay. So you consider his pockets.
Huh?
So you have consideration for your man's pockets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most definitely. But I don't consider, the pockets like I'm more of a realistic person, and it may get me it may take away from certain things that I want. I don't know how to describe it, but my biggest thing is when it comes down to pockets, I'm realistic. Like, hey, you don't make six figures. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're probably making $18 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm probably making $25 or $27 an hour, whatever the case may be. I can't expect you to pay all my bills with $18 and expect for you to live on your own and cater dates and all of that. That's being realistic. He can't afford it. Period. So, I take a look at do I attract myself with doctors or anything? No, I don't. But I'm not going to say that you ain't going to come to this table without nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to come with something, you know what I'm saying? But I don't look at the pockets, Now I do look at the job. If you're a jack in the box or something, that is an issue. That's the problem. I'm not, that I have standards too, No, we're not doing that.
So
but at the end of the day,
what's like the minimum?
I don't consider a man pockets. I'm more realistic. Now you have women that absolutely look at the man pockets and they attract men that make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like, let me change the way I am. Let me only want men with a certain amount, and that's what I attract. But unfortunately, I don't look into a man pocket like that. I love you. I love you.
You said something I kind of want to expound on a little bit. You said as far as like, the 9-to-5 Jack in the Box, that situation, like what's like the floor on a career that a guy can have if he's in pursuit of you?
You have to have some type of corporate job. Mm-hmm. I like a corporate man or a lead position or a management position. I don't want no regular. That's not me. Mm-hmm. I'm not supposed to pull up to the job and you flipping burgers at Burger King. That's really not going to help neither one of our goddamn dreams.
Yeah, word up. Realistic.
I have to see that you're at least in position on your way to the dream. Hey, let me work this job. Let me get my 401k. Let me have some money invested here. That way I can build up to what I'm trying to do. But just this. Now, if you had a regular 9-to-5 and you hold it down and say you just want to do a part-time job at Jack in the Box just to make some extra money to take care of credit issues or whatever, then I don't mind that. Mm-hmm. But if that's your primary job, hell no. Mm.
So, hypothetically speaking, say you met a man. Would you rather meet a man midway to the dream or at the beginning? How do you feel about meeting a guy at the beginning of the dream? You may not be privy to this, but it's just the way the optics are. It may not look like he's working towards that, but he actually is. Like, how do you perceive that if you're not privy to it?
Repeat that one more time.
Okay, so I'm trying to make it plain for you. Okay, so say you got a guy, he's actually on his way to the dream. You don't necessarily know that. So he may be working at Jack in the Box as of right now, but he's trying to pursue you. Just say for whatever reason, he might not even be telling you he's on his way to the dream. He just chose to pursue you without giving you any intel on that. How do you take that?
That'll be one of those things where it will be more than a chemistry type bond.
Yeah.
It will be a special type of spark there. Those one of those situations where it has to be something outside of the norm that attracts you to this individual outside of lust. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was a movie with Kevin Hart and what's that girl name? Tajay Henson.
35 and 10.
And oh boy, Tajay, she was the CEO of the law firm or of whatever they say, one of the partners at the firm. And he was working, he was a waitress at the thing. And
Oh, when he the one that was
waitressing-
going to the sperm bank? Is that the one he was going to the
Yeah,
sperm
yeah.
bank?
He had a dream to start his own. You know, he opened up his own thing, right? They
think
had a
that's 35
connection where she couldn't find that in another individual. So it'll be that some type of connection there where you know, and those one of those moments where you'll probably find out if that individual, this is who I'm supposed to be with for the rest of their life, because that certain connection that made you look past that point. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That you don't get that in a lifetime. So if I meet you in the beginning of your dream and I feel it's a connection there, because you got to understand I'm spiritual too. So if it's a connection there, and God let me know, hey, you need to stick around for this one, I'm gonna obey. I'm gonna be there. What can I do to contribute to help you get out of that position? But if I don't have that connection with you and you just there and you just interested in me, then no. But that's a difference though.
So, man, shoot, as a man, do you consider your woman's energy, you know, romance, cleaning, cooking? These are the things, these are like the household responsibilities after her day of work and dealing with the child.
Yeah. It took a little time. Sorry. It took a little time for me because at first I was like, God damn, man, why is this not getting done? Why is that not getting done? Why is this not getting done? And then after a while I was like, nigga, what are you doing? It's like, oh, but shit, nigga, I ain't doing shit but complaining. So let me do shit. You know, so now I just do stuff. You know, I do more inside the house. I don't just be like, oh, well, I take care of the yard and take care of the outside stuff, so you got the inside shit. Like, you know, it's wintertime, nigga. You ain't doing shit outside. What you gonna be doing during that time? You know, you can help out with folding clothes, washing clothes, mopping, you know what I'm saying, washing dishes. Like, that ain't just her chore. Like, nigga, you can do all that shit yourself. So get it done. Make it easier. Cause then she ain't got no excuse when you trying to get it in. She can't be like, oh, well, the house, nah, nigga, you don't need to be cleaning. Get on over here. Get up out that shower fresh and come on up in this bed. We finna drive together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where I'm at with it now is, you know, I try to do more and keep looking at what, you know, it is that I need to do to take the pressure off of her, so that, you know, when I want to get what I want to get, ain't no real excuse to it. Ain't no like, no, you this, that, and the third ain't getting it. Nah, nigga, I'm going above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Need you to go ahead. Let's go. Let's get it. Shouldn't even be asking for it at this point, especially if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Oh God.
Oh my mama.
To be honest, I'm gonna actually ask this question to her when I see her, because she got a child. So it's like, I want to make sure that I am being considerate, because when since she works for like the school, you know, she got to deal with a lot of children, including her own. So it's like when you get home, it's like, it's not necessarily a physical fatigue as like most men, because, you know, like after I work, I would go to the gym while I work out. So like that's physical and mental. But for like, you know, for her, I would think it would be more mental. And mental fatigue is more powerful than a lot of people, you know. Mm-hmm. That could just knock you out by itself for sure. But coming home, having to come home and do homework after messing with all these kids, you know, then having to do homework on her own time for her own child, worry about what we're gonna eat tonight. You know, the house might not be in order. You know, just certain things that go on throughout the week. But like, as men, we do got to think about those things, because our woman really matters. What can she give us if she has nothing left to give herself? Mm-hmm. You know, that's just how I go. You only gonna get as much of your woman is. I'm trying to see how
is she able to put in herself.
That basically that. Yeah,
you have to add to her worth in order for you to get something back. You got to invest in it, and that's a part of your investing is helping out. You know what I'm saying? Taking a load off of her. Y'all doing that for each other, because then, you know, that's where you really getting to where you need to get to.
Because it's, I just thought about it, because it's like, since we don't live with each other, it's like when I do come over on the weekends, you might not get that meal. Maybe, you know, even though I'm coming over, you can't just always expect. Sometimes you got to meet in the middle. Like yesterday, I just decided to start cleaning up. Like maybe she was tired. You know, I was going to get that home cooked meal. Like women really are tired. They got a lot to deal with. And to be honest with you, where we are in today's time, women deal probably with more than we do.
You ever cooked for her?
Yeah.
I gotta get up off my noodle, my spaghetti. I need to cook more. I need to cook other shit.
Yeah, nobody want no witchcraft ass spaghetti.
Hey, I made some cornbread though, nigga. I made some cornbread.
With some spaghettis?
No, nigga. No, I made some cornbread for the pot roast, fam.
Oh, but
it took me 2 times, but the second batch I got it right. Well, I got it semi-right. She said I burnt them. They taste delicious to me.
Oh no, Jesus.
Well, we got one more thing to discuss, and that's pretty much gonna be a wrap on this beautiful conversation. But this question, I don't think it applies to everything. I think it's a case by case with certain individuals.
You okay, nigga? What's in your eye?
The lash. Shut up.
Shut up, boy.
Is it hot?
The lash. Shut up.
And since I want you to kick this off because I think we could feed off you because you're more experienced in this than we are. So, like I said, this won't be with all your relationships, maybe certain ones. So, in a relationship, how do you build the courage to tell your spouse no?
Well, that's one of the. I think that's one of the things that with me, one of my issues of why I couldn't say no is because I was taken advantage of as a child. And so that privilege of no was taken away from me. And the only way that I went through life was just going along with whatever was going on. That's why my tolerance level is so high. That's why you deal with so much, because you don't know the value of it was robbed early, so you never got a chance to even know that it was gold in the first place. So, with that being said, now I'm learning the value of me, and I'm learning to know. This scripture stays with me. It's my favorite scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For God knows the plan He has for you, the plan to prosper you, not to harm you. So, in the event if the individual do me a certain type of way, or if they leave me, I take that scripture with me. Okay, God, you had to take this individual away from me because you wouldn't do this to permanently destroy my heart. You had to remove them out the way for me to be able to grow and continue to be where you want me to be. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take a look at whatever that's going on in my situation, is knowing I'm okay if you decide to leave. If that's the rejection, I'm okay. If you no, I'm not doing it. No, practice it. No, it's the same word in every language. It means that no. Everybody, no. You can say it's French, Spanish, Honduras is still no. You get what I'm saying? And that no has so much power. It has so much relief. So doing that discovery, how you able to, overcome that little bro of saying no in a relationship is being okay with that person leaving.
So
that's how you know that you're really not going to suffer. You have to be okay knowing that you're going to be okay for individual leaving.
So self-worth was the repellent to all of that, basically.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as you realize that I matter too, I have value too, the rest of it became easier. Like, no, I do deserve better. I do deserve this, that, and the third. I think that's really the answer though. Or coming to the realization that if I let you continue to get your way, then it's gonna be to both of our detriment. Because being taken advantage of is really one thing that can prolong a relationship longer than it's supposed to last. Because you got people, like you said before in some of your earlier sentiments, like you do have women that try to like target a certain type of man, Like when I lay up, sometimes like I think about certain things. One thing I think about sometimes is like respectfully. Like when you're a pro athlete or when you in a man of like certain status, like it dawns on you that a lot of these women are only with you for your status and your finances, but does it really dawn on you though? Like you know that's why they're here, but you continue to indulge anyway. You haven't really said no. I matter too. Like what can you bring to this table? Because when you at that level of life, it's a big table. Like the table is it's one of the biggest tables you could ever have. You bringing all these things to the table. What can that person really bring? You know, well, I do think, you know, yeah.
No, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything in a pot pie, bro. it's everything in a pot pie, bro.
Oh yeah.
How you feel about it though?
I mean, guess I'm kind of. I don't want to say I'm torn. I feel like no, nigga, I ain't crying, bro. I'm thinking. I'm in deep thought, nigga. I'm in my intellectual bag, nigga, and I'm digging deep right now. Hold up.
Well, you went like this. I thought it was a chair.
No, it's my eyelashes. When your lashes, nigga, your lashes, like your lashes, nigga.
Oh, BJ's.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Expect this from my sister. This is
I
ridiculous.
just played.
Where you trying to go with it?
No, I guess I'm not torn. It's more of this your value, like you're saying. You knowing where you are and understanding that where you're gonna be and where you currently are isn't the tell all. If that makes sense, you'll be able to grow and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and you know.
I think we got to get better at saying no in relationships. You can't let a person just sit up and walk on you, because what you got to realize is we know what we can get out of each other. We know how to introduce it. We can propose it the correct way, and we know if you're gonna say yes. We know how to get you to say yes. More importantly, like we know exactly what to do. Oh, he likes this. Oh, she likes when I do this. So, yeah, I could definitely finesse that up out of them. But it comes. What Big Sis said, you got to have self-worth. You got to be okay with letting a person leave your life. You got to just be okay with it, even if it's like lust. Rather
if they leaving or not.
Yeah, like for sure. Like forget if the sex is good. Forget if they make money, if they could provide a certain lifestyle. You got to be okay with self-worth. You got to know how to go out there and get it on your own. You cannot rely on nobody, you know, because ain't nobody got you like you got you. And you gotta know that. And it's nothing wrong with saying no. Is it gonna hurt? Because you may have said no and may have found yourself alone with a bottle of wine at the end of the night. It's gonna hurt, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta know you made that right decision.
And it ain't forever.
It ain't forever. Everything and everyone is not your forever.
That's man. That I guess when I was young, I used to be afraid of that no and that rejection. You know, that rejection is there. And you know, I have compromised when I was younger, and I look back on it and like, dang, bro, why did I do that? You know, like look where I'm at now. You can't really blame the other person. You really just gotta look at what you
allow
your values were at that time, and what you allowed yourself to succumb to. And you know, you can sometimes I'll be like, dang man, I was weak for that shit. You know, but now I just gotta take that best foot forward and make sure that I'm not making those same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time to say, nah, bro, I'm not with this, I'm not for this, then you know, it's what you're supposed to say, is what you're supposed to do. And at this point, I don't care if a nigga leave or not. I don't care if nobody want to be my homeboy or my friend or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, let you know how I'm feel, what's on my heart. Cause like me not telling you is not gonna be good anyways. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather me tell you, because if I hold it in, it's gonna be just like it was when I was younger. Look at a nigga for 2 weeks and then try to stab the nigga with a pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need those kind of things. So I'm at the point now where I'm just like, nah, man. I'm gonna tell me if it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes. And if I don't give a fuck, bro, I'm just not gonna give a fuck.
That's true. You can't allow yourself to self-destruct at the pleasure of somebody else.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
You can't do that.
Whether it's my helpmeet, my wife, my friend, my lover, or whatever it is, nigga, my truck, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's It is what it is, bro. I can't do nothing about it. If my truck don't start, I can't do shit about it but take it to the shop and get it fixed and figure out how to pay for it. Or do it myself. Or get another one. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't let a lot of shit just rattle you. You know? And that's just that's a part of no. Like having that calmness and coolness and being like, nigga, whatever it is, I want this. This is what it's gonna be. And if you ain't really gonna be about it, then I'm not finna waste another breath, nigga. But I'm going to tell your motherfucking ass so that you can make a decision for yourself if you want to be a part of this or not.
Oh yeah.
I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we did that thing, yo.
I think man, Big Sis, man, it's always and will forever be a pleasure because your perspective is just so broad and you just oozing with experience, you know, and I definitely appreciate that because I feel like hopefully it's a lot of young women out there listening that you can soak up some of that game for real because it's coming from a genuine place and it's unfiltered and it's unapologetic and we appreciate that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate that.
Most definitely. I love y'all.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Anywhere you want the listeners the listener follow you or check you out on or what you got going on. And then whatever right you now, know that Doresia got going on, shout out too, because I forgot.
Yeah, I'm my stuff. I'm shut down on Facebook. I shut down my whole page like permanently. I'm in a silent season, so this is where I be silent and work hard, where I can come back and I can really expose some game with evidence behind it.
Okay,
that's deep.
With evidence. So God told me to be quiet in this season and shut everything down. So I shut down my podcast. I shut down, I have close to 5,000 friends and followers and stuff like that. So, I had to shut all that down with the trust and the hope of what God told me to do. So, but what my mom and my sister do have a business where they make jewelry. My mother make cups. They make sets. So we have a family that have broad of talents and gifts. Doresia, you can look her up on Facebook, Doresia Alexander. She's ladyoffaith@yahoo.com. Hit her up. We'll be uploading some jewelry to her page soon here. So probably like no later than June 1st, she'll have a full page of different jewelry and stuff that she done made. Also with my mom as well. So just keep a lookout on that. Keep us in your prayers, and we appreciate you.
Already. And what was that scripture again, sis? Your favorite scripture?
Jeremiah 29:11.
I hit us with that thing.
What, the scripture?
Yeah, nigga. What else?
Oh yeah. So for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So in the event if someone leaves your life, if your finances get unstable, if you have a death in the family, if your mental capacity is not there right now, like do not lose hope of the situation. Trust what God is doing. When you experience transition, it don't feel good. When you experience growth, your bones hurt when it grows. But you'll be at your full potential of growth. When you hit a certain age, you don't grow no more. You know what I'm saying? But it don't stop the knowledge. So just remember, if anybody leave you, just know that God don't make no mistakes.
Hey, y'all. We love y'all. We out.